Vigilante was here on the 5th. Can you believe it? 5 weeks. The 5th episode of the Primetime Kings, and I fucked up my own intro, but it doesn't matter because I have my man 24/7 Fusion Media and Fat Steven Seagal.
Oh, I'm not his man. That sucks.
My man, my husband, Fat Steven Seagal. Don't judge
and
us.
I have my wife.
Yeah, there you go.
On the first episode of Divorce.
The first episode of Daniel Kibblesmith's Wet Dream. No,
what you're cringing from me? So I'm the ugly chick. Oh, I see it now.
No, I think like a fat mixed race couple. I'm not sure if you're actually fat, but I am actually fat. I think Daniel Kibblesmith, that's like his wet dream. And I know it's more information than anyone needed who's watching the playback or who's watching this live, but that's just my thought on him.
All I picture is black and white flubber squeezing one little thin guy in the middle. That's really weird.
Yeah.
That's
what people are into. Hey, he's the one who wrote Saturn's husband. Just go off that. Nah, I'm not that type of guy.
You sure? We can have Kibblesmith warm our feet. You know, like the dog crawled to the end of the bed. It was perfect.
I just kind of wanted him to get out.
Oh, he
can lead the money though. He's a millionaire.
Oh, of course. Yep. Sure is.
Yeah, I need to stop tripping for someone think we're a real couple. But how's everybody out there? I see the Catman Dee Myers.
Yup.
Keely Child. Hey, Keely Child. Appreciate both of you guys. Yeah, all the time.
And you got my man, Keely Child, H-Town Bound, out there in the Bel Air area, my man.
Cool.
Shit. Yup. Do your thing, man. Glad to see you home, man. At least for a little bit. Shit. Yeah. What's up to my man, Dee Myers, dropping by
to show support by watching and listening to the TV. Have a great show. Hello, Keely Child. That's what's up, man. Everybody saying what's up to each other. Yeah, man. We're glad to have y'all here, man. We're the Primetime Kings of live stream, here to represent and talk about some things. So,
yeah,
man.
Shit, how y'all doing tonight, man? Y'all doing all right?
Yeah, it's been a busy day for me.
Yeah. You told us before, we got a busy day this time next week because you're doing the.
Oh yeah, if everything works out, Patricia Tallman will be coming on the show. It's gonna be fantastic. Can't wait.
This is the, you know what, we are fans at the end of the day, and to have fan moments where you're able to do stuff like that. You guys talked to Chuck Dixon 24. You got, I'm not sure if it was both you guys, but that's the cool shit. That's real cool shit.
Yeah, that was a good time right there talking to Chuck Dixon, man. That was pretty awesome, man.
Oh, super dope. So did you guys want to talk about the disturbing stuff or I guess it's kind of Schadenfreude with Disney?
Well, I mean, it all depends what you. I mean, there's all kind of stuff going on right now. So,
yeah, this is a crazy world we live in. This is a crazy world. I guess you know what? Just to walk people down slow, I kind of wanted to talk about the Shang-Chi thing. Shang-Chi is really a Disney thing, though,
right?
Because it interests me. You know what I mean? Because Disney has kind of seemed like this evil empire and this tight ship, so to speak. And now we see, Scarlett Johansson suing them. And now we see, and also there's a little bit of a controversy, I know it's a Twitter dust up, and Twitter doesn't really matter, but a little bit of a dust up with the Shang-Chi actor and Bob Chapek. And I'm looking for the actual story so I can get the quotes directly because I can, approximate it. And so here we go. This is from Fox Business. Okay. And actually, let me share it so the whole world can see. Give me a second. Share screen. All right, it's sharing.
There we go.
All right. So I'll just read the main thing. This is what Bob Chapek said on Shang-Chi. He said, Shang-Chi, we think it's going to be an interesting experiment for us because it's got only a 45-day window. So basically, this is not going to be on Disney Plus. It's only going to be on theaters. And people have brought up a lot of different reasons. It may even have something to do with that suit Scarlett Johansson. But to read the rest of his quote, Bob Chapek, who's the current CEO of Disney, not Bob Iger anymore, even though they were sharing it for a little bit.
Right.
Says the prospect to take a Marvel title to the service after going to theatrical with 45 days be yet another data point to inform our actions going forward with our title. So I mean, if you were to start this show, you might be a little start this movie, you might be a little pissed that you're a data point or an experiment. And it's a little woke stuff. I'm kind of with Simon Liu being a little bit fired up. The actor Simon Liu, and I'm probably mispronouncing the brother's name, I apologize, on Twitter said, "We are not an experiment. We are the underdog, the underestimated. We are the ceiling breakers. We are the celebration of culture and joy that will persevere after an embattled year. We are the surprise. I'm fired the fuck up to make history on September 3rd. Join us." And he may be fired the fuck up, literally, depending on how this movie does and with this quote. But I think it's interesting. And another thing, the Shang-Chi second trailer dropped, and I kind of like it. I'm actually kind of interested in seeing what it's going to be. I'm not sure if anyone else checked it out.
It came out yesterday?
I don't know if it was yesterday specifically. I saw it yesterday. It could have been a couple days.
Yeah, I think it did drop yesterday. Yeah,
could have been yesterday.
Yeah, and
that's the thing. It's like when you know what this character is supposed to be, the thing is, man, people are so, like Disney, like these companies are so afraid of stepping on everybody's toes that they're coming out with a real generic ass product, man. And that's the thing that's kind of like, this shit ain't working, man. It's like, dude, you have all this incredible shit in front of you, and you can't, just because you're scared of offending, or you're scared of this, you're scared of that, you half-ass bring out these IPs, and they're nothing. And people, look, man, we all know better, man. This shit is not what it's supposed to be, man. And it's showing. Look, one thing I heard was this movie it's not even gonna be shown in China.
Nope.
So how the fuck is this? How is this movie what it is, and will not be shown over there? Boy, I tell you what,
that's hilarious to me,
dude. It's like me making an American movie and I can't show it in America.
Well, you know what is actually like making an American movie that is offensive to every American and not realizing it. And sup, Buzz sent your dildo in the chat. But so like they were offended because they think it's stereotypical. They think, and I mean, kind of is, but it's not really that. It's not only is it stereotypical. The main thing is Fu Manchu, who's not depicted on his father in the movie, but was in the comics. I'm not sure if he still is, because Shang-Chi is a minor character. It's hilarious to me because they made this movie for China, and it won't be shown there. And I also think Mulan, they didn't like Mulan either.
Nah, they didn't.
So I think that had a lot to do with this as well. And Sister Dildo's drinking on the beach. I appreciate being next to you and you're drinking the beach. Hopefully there's some chicks around too, not just you. But either way, appreciate it.
Man,
yeah, they keep pissing off the people they're targeting. It's just like we think they're not just incompetent for us. Right. They're incompetent for the assholes they pander to.
But that's it. They're not. It's not for the people they're pandering to. It's for the goddamn dollar. It's never been about the people. It's about the money that those people hold. It's not for the people. Those people.
Oh yeah, but it's like they can't even sell outright. Is my point.
Yeah.
Like the people they sold out to, they pissed off. That's hilarious. Like, how incompetent are you? It just shows like they're stupid. They're very stupid because China's been giving them a lot of either money directly or indirectly with who makes their merch. So they have enough investment to China to want to bend over backwards, which they have. And they still can't do it right. And that's just a hilarious fact. Even though I am interested in Shang-Chi after seeing the second trailer. And shout out to the Croatian ladies who super spread. Maybe a few will be super spreading their legs for old Cinti here. But like I'm interested in Shang-Chi just because it looks. Yeah, is it generic? Yeah, I think generic is the best Hollywood can do. They're not capable of good anymore, or at least for a while. Mainstream Hollywood. But this looks like, similar to what we saw in Suicide Squad. Maybe not as violent. Maybe not as this is a PG-13, but just a simple action film. That's what it looks like, and that's what I'm hoping for. I don't know, because again, even though it's not going to be shown in China, it was made for China, so it may be a little less woke because they don't really go for that either. And it may be a solid thing. They're not going to go for Chinese male being shown to be weak like they do here.
Well,
even though, again,
Mulan was a prime example because they adapted and moved stuff around, and they took out the parts that made Mulan fantastic as an animated film.
Yeah, that was a huge part because the male character they got rid of. They don't go for that there, so it's just that's what happens when you're trying to pander to too many people instead of the people that matter. Which, or like you said, pandering to the dollar. And you're not even focused. You have no focus. You can't even do. You're not making a movie for us. You're not making a movie for the Pooh Bear who has you bent over. You're not even making. I mean, maybe you're making money for the wokies or making movies for the stuff for the wokies. But I don't even think they notice a lot of your woke virtue signals. So who knows? Disney's a failure, and again, they have a lawsuit going on with Scarlett Johansson. A lot of
Right.
I think it was Midnight's Edge who said this. I'll credit them, but they theorized that there's a potential, like, the reason they're releasing this movie only in theaters is for that lawsuit. So if it bombs,
Right,
they can say, hey, it wouldn't have mattered. You would have made the same amount of money anyway, and that's part of the reason it's going this route. We'll see if that happens, and it would be hilarious if it actually makes money. Because he doesn't want this movie to make money.
but if you look at it, man, Fall Guys fucking taking off, man.
Yeah,
Free Guy,
Free Guy.
Free Guy, my bad. Yeah, Free Guy is fucking. It's to where they're talking to number 2 now,
and that's a Disney owned via Fox. I guess that was a Fox movie.
Yeah,
it's crazy. I heard some things about this. How that movie was able to come out the way it did. It was basically, of course, it was a Fox movie, but through the acquisition from Disney couldn't really do shit to it because it was already made, and I guess the way it was, contractually built up to come out, they had to release it. It's like they couldn't fuck around with it or whatever. And they released it, and to everybody's surprise, it's actually doing better than what they thought. And that was it was something that I heard Disney wanted to do a few things to it, change it, and some other shit, and they really couldn't just because of the release window and all the all the other things that kind of came with
all the
it.
contracts.
Right, and all that. So they stuck to it, and boom, it's coming out to where it's better than what was expected. But just to know that it had could have had a few drawbacks. Luckily, it didn't. It was able to come out the way it was supposed to. And now they're talking about number 2. If I'm not mistaken, they're already fucking trying to sign for that shit right now.
That's crazy. It's almost like the opposite of what happened with Sonic. With Sonic, it was like it came out with something, everybody saw it, and then the studio changed it. With this, it's like the studio didn't get a chance to change it. Therefore, it was good because if they would have changed it, they would have fucked it up because they're Disney.
Exactly, and it was kind of like they already had everything in place for it, and they were like, "Fuck it, man, let it rip," and boom, But yeah, it had there was a little pushback to it from the upper execs, but luckily they didn't fuck with it. Came out the way it did, man, and so y'all ruining my eye. Look at my man, Sentient Dildos. He's fucking hilarious, man. That's why we love this motherfucker, man.
Watch out for those Brazilians.
There you go,
Watch
man.
out for 'em.
Yeah, but yeah, man. but I'm glad that people are enjoying this movie. I've heard nothing but good things. I have not heard one bad thing about this movie. So yeah, man. Just
I barely knew it was happening.
I've been waiting for a while. I just haven't watched it yet, but I will. Like
yeah.
honestly,
So yeah, and but like I said, man, I haven't heard from everything that I've heard, nothing about it being woke. Not to say that it's it's good because it wasn't woke, but it just wasn't it didn't pull it didn't pull any punches. It didn't hold back on nothing. It just let it rip. Let it be his own thing, man. And I heard that a lot of people enjoyed it.
I think what I think if a movie just stand up straight, people will like it, because people are just so craved for some entertainment.
And it's funny because when you start hearing a lot of these stories about how a lot of movies end up being a lot different than what they were supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. Release the haircut.
Right. You got executives coming in and basically telling the director, change this, fix that, cut this out, blah, blah, blah. And now this motherfucker's not making his own movie anymore. He's making, the company's movie, which is, it's their movie to begin with. But the fact is, when you're hearing what's going on, a lot of folks that don't know shit are stepping in. Of course they got the money and the power, basically, but they're coming in and they're ruining shit instead of just letting things be. Yeah, man.
We're just at a time where money controls everything, even creativity. But creativity is now even a euphemism for not trying. There's no creativity.
I mean, shit, that's what we're dealing with down in Hollywood, man. We're dealing with the exact same shit. But now we having people with a certain mind state in position of power to fuck a lot of things up, man. Just
well, because you want to say, well, what's going to stop this? If losses don't, then what does? At what point do they say, okay, we're not writers, we're not directors. We can organize things, we can fund things, we can even cut budgets and make the direct. Okay, but we don't know how to do this. We wouldn't want them coming in here and trying to take our jobs. We need to stop taking theirs. And also, because that's a huge thing outside of wokeness, outside of everything else we talk about maybe too much. They've had a problem with storytelling for a while. For about a decade and a half almost.
Right.
And now, because they've limited the amount of stories they can tell with all the politics, so to speak,
right,
they are doubly screwed because they can't, they don't have comedies anymore. Nope. They don't have comedies and chick flicks. They don't exist anymore. So those are movies that used to make money. They used to make more and used to not be that expensive to make. And they're off the palette. They're off of Hollywood's plate. All they can make now is these big budget, really fan-based, genre properties. Dune, the DCEU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Right.
Fast and the Furious. That's one franchise. That's a one movie only franchise, but I mean that has its own fan base. That has a rabid fan base after 10 movies, whatever many movies they made. So it's like you don't have anything original you can do, and then when you do something just like you said with this Free Guy thing or Sonic that happened last year, which is obviously not original still, but when you do something that's even moderately decent, people will come out because they still want escapism more than ever now. Nothing hits right quite like some good old-fashioned escapism.
Especially today of all days, we want to see something that isn't infused with reality the last year, last week, last month.
Right.
Honestly, I would rather live in a world of Wreck-It Ralph at this point.
Live in a world of what?
Wreck-It Ralph at this point.
I think so. The people who watch Free Guy, that's what I put in mind of.
I would rather live in Cool World right now.
Oh shit! Ooh,
I remember Cool World. That was a kick-ass movie. That's something to rewatch.
I found out they had a Cool World 4-part comic book.
Really?
Comic book adaptation. Yeah.
Did you mention that on one of your shows? Now that you said it again.
Yeah, actually, yeah, they have a 4-part comic book adaptation. If I'm not mistaken, it's done by Marvel. And yeah,
Really?
man. Yep. And actually, I've been seeing that floating around too. And it doesn't cost nothing to have it, but I think it'd be fucking cool to own some shit like that, man. And it's
Yeah.
out there. It's out there, man. So if you look at the
Oh,
Cool
man.
World, the comic book, it's out there, man.
Maybe
And,
somebody can just grab just to
Yeah,
say,
man, you know, and shit, you'd be surprised. You pay a little bit of money, get it in mint condition. You know, it'd be something cool to put your hands on. Plus, it'd be old school and just for what it is. But I love that movie, man. That's
I
fucking
haven't seen that.
Brad Pitt, Kim Basinger. I mean, yeah, that's
I
one
got
of his
something.
first roles too, man.
I got a video that I made today, but I have it shared. This can sum up. Don't play it yet, but I can sum up how film industry right now is going, especially with Disney, and how they're trying to get money. Play that quickly. I can't
Hit
do
the
it
button.
anymore. Yeah, hit the play button. No, give me money. Give me money. Give me money.
Oh yeah,
There's Disney trying to make film.
that is exactly what Disney feels like. The only thing they've been making money off of has been that little Disney Plus, and even then, like I keep saying, streaming is not proven to be a profitable method of delivery of content yet. It's yet to be.
And
Yeah, I like
Netflix
to
is
say,
still red.
oh my bad. Nah, just saying. I'd like to say what's up to Darth Hastur, man, for showing
yeah.
up, man. Hey, how's it going, my brother?
Hey,
Hopefully
Darth
everything's
Hastur and
good.
Pop Culture Republic. We see
And
both
Pop
of you.
Culture Republic, man. Yeah. My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to just say what's up to them, because they
Gotta
showed
say
up.
what's up to the chat. You guys make the show, man. We appreciate you guys being here. Please like and share if you haven't done that. And if you say, fuck you, we don't want to do all that work, that's cool. Just chill out.
Yeah, man. Thank y'all for being here, man. Appreciate you, man.
take your pants off.
Hey, that we'll get into that in the next two stories. Because
Because things are filing off.
things that did crazy in that thing. But
Come on, that was brilliant. Come on.
falling off.
No, that was a good one, man.
That was so...
Yeah, look at you.
It's timed well. It's good.
I don't know what's going on anymore.
So what's the next one you guys want to, would like to cover?
Guess we do got to talk about some of that people being forced to take their pants off, huh?
Oh, yeah.
You had a
Let's
video
talk
about it.
about James Gunn.
James Gunn. Yeah, well, last week we were talking about his movies. This week we're talking about other movies, maybe, or what other stuff he's been doing.
You mean James Darko? Sorry.
Huh?
Donnie Darko, the rabbit, pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
James Darko. Oh, I like that. He has been on some Donnie Darko, hanging around with demonized rabbits, so to speak.
God, that was a good fucking movie, man. I got the director's cut for that one, and then I got the S Darko. A lot of people didn't like that movie. It was about the youngest sister. It was a lot of it was from the original movie that it was many years later, and she ended up having like visions like he did and dealing with some shit. Yeah, so it was basically like, but a lot of people didn't like it. They thought it was a weak part two. Not necessarily, but it was about her because he wasn't even in the movie. 'Cause whatever happened to him happened. So it was like she's grown up, but it's the same actress. So
wow.
It's the same actress. The youngest, like he had two sisters. It was the youngest sister.
I'm trying to find this James Gunn story. Man, they're really protecting this motherfucker. I don't know. Maybe what? Do you want to talk about it in case it's? I don't want to mess your channel up, man.
You should
That's
be fine.
crazy.
I've talked about it before. Pop Culture Minefield talked about it before.
Okay. Because that's shit like that scares the fuck out of me, and I know it shouldn't. 'Cause I should be used to this evil shit. I should be used to it. But when you see like, okay, I can't find this fucking story. Google won't let me find it. Bleeding Fool, thank you. Google is hot. I had to go to holler at Brave and DuckDuckGo just to find this story. And this is a major director. Hold on. And I'm not even gonna put a race car, so to speak. But when R. Kelly pissed on a girl, it was national news, right? This guy is a major director. It's more of how times have changed. He's a major director for a movie that just came out last week.
Right.
A major movie he directed. Guardians of the Galaxy. He directed a lot of stuff.
Bounding in the
And this is Bounding had a story. I was looking on them. I found Bleeding Fool. We can either way, either one. But the fact that this is a major story, and there's like a Google hiding of it, and that they don't want people to see this. That's fucking crazy. Actually, hold on a second. Hold on, I just thought about
What's
something.
weird is you're right. Google is highlighting, hey, Culture Casino. Sure.
Yeah,
Culture.
Hey, Glenzer.
Glenzer, hey, everybody.
Yeah, man. Thank y'all for being here, man.
I just thought about something. I may go away for a second.
No.
And if it is, so I apologize.
No, man.
I thought about this when I
My man,
Yeah,
Culture,
show
man.
me
Representing
some-
for us out there, man. In Las
He
Vegas,
said more
man.
lines in
Appreciate
your
you, my
chat
brother.
than he does in mine. What a jerk. I don't know. I love him. I can't be a dick anymore.
Culture Casino was a boss out there, man, in fucking Las Vegas. I was checking them out. I said, man, you fucking smooth as shit, man. Look at him, boy. Culture Casino was just doing it, man. Appreciate you representing us out there, man. Like real shit, man. You looking good, doing your thing, man. It's good to see you out there, man. Having fun with the rest of them, man.
yeah, shout out to anybody who wants to.
Yeah, man, for real, man. Shout out to everybody out there, man, that was out there having a good time. Supporting each other. Fucking having looking out for one another. Yo, it was some real shit, man. I looked at a lot of streams, man, and the love is real, man. And fuck. Yo, you guys did it big, man. Like I said, he said it was awesome. Needed all of you there.
Yeah.
Yo, next time we, a lot of us gonna try to show up, man. But just want to tell you, man, thank you for representing us, man. You, like I said, man, you looking good out there, man. You did it big, man. That's how you supposed to do it, man. So, shit, there you go, man.
I love Culture.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Fucking Culture Casino, awesome,
I have
man.
his face
Culture's
on
the
my
man.
body pillow.
Culture's the
Yeah.
man. A lot of people sell to me because I used to go on Culture Show.
Okay, Culture, if you
At
want
the
to
time, I
pick me
still
up,
would.
Culture, if you want to pick me up from Canada, I'll pay for gas.
Yeah. You know what? Culture CIA, he can get you out of there.
Oh, that's
You can
good.
figure
Girl.
it
I'll be
out.
extracted with a bag on my ass.
Allegedly. I don't know if I don't want to get anyone wet.
Yeah.
But except this
I
motherfucker.
sent
These
you a
motherfuckers.
link, Culture. I already sent you the link because I know 24 wouldn't mind like last week.
Yeah. If no pressure. No pressure. Don't know what you're doing. I don't know if you got jet lag.
Hey, Pat.
If you don't. Hey,
Man,
Pat,
Pat,
people started to go in.
Okay, who's
Shout
the
out to
guy
you
on the
too.
right that he has his hands around? That is so creepy. Like,
He's the guy that has been convicted from, or not, I shouldn't even
Yeah.
say shit, but he's the guy who's actually been charged. That's to be fair, because everything I say is alleged. Apparently, the Googleites are out, the demons are out to protect this motherfucker here for being cool with this motherfucker here. I'm going with the Bleeding Fool because they have pictures. I'm not sure if the suit.
Well, actually,
the other one does too.
I think they say what it is up under the picture. So if you,
Yeah, you can read. I call them P3DOs. They're not the type of bots you want to run with.
no, what I'm saying is he charged or is he convicted?
So let's just read. Let me read, and then we can break it down. According to court documents obtained by Human Events News, a lawsuit. This is just a lawsuit, so I don't know if there's any fucking charges to be had. A lawsuit was filed against singer James Erlanger that accuses him of having a two-year relationship with a 15-year-old who accuses him of grooming, assaulting. If you guys can see the word, if you can look at your screen, starts with an M. Because again, this is a sensitive subject, and I don't want to screw up my man 24's channel. And repeatedly over the course of 2 years, basically, this is what she has accused of him. And this is the guy. James Erlanger is the guy that James Gunn is being pictured with right here. Within the lawsuit, the victim says that not Erlanger. I'm sorry, I mispronounced.
We just call him the monster at this point. Like I don't want to give his name power. Screw this, just creepy motherfucker.
Well, I mean, he's just real creepy. And this is what the theme was of the party.
Yeah.
P3DOD party.
Nah,
Hosted by, it was hosted. Oh, go ahead.
just didn't mean to interrupt you. When you scroll up, just scroll up just a little bit to that picture.
Yeah.
That guy right there with the red shirt, his name is Huston Huddleston.
Huston.
And like I said, if you read if you read the description under, it'll tell you that it says he's either charged or it's so small I can't read it.
It says convicted. It says convicted.
So he's a convicted one. But the whole point of showing him is to say, hey, James Gunn is used to hanging around these kind of folks because look, that's his boy in the picture right here.
Yeah, this is
so.
His boy
But so the articles are not about him, but it's just showing you that hey, he's around those kind of people. So the guy that they're actually talking about is a different guy that's in that rabbit suit.
Yeah,
and he's the Uringer guy that's in the rabbit suit.
Yeah,
right. So those are just didn't mean to interrupt you. Just let you know those are two separate.
Thank you for interrupting me and keeping me, letting me know how many. Like that shows you how deep this rabbit hole, no pun intended, goes. That these are the people he hangs out with, and he made jokes when he got quote unquote canceled. I mean, he just got a break, a vacation. He was talking about one of those organizations. And you can look it up yourself to see that. So thank you for correcting me, bro.
This is I just didn't want you to think that it was the same because I thought that at first. I had to read it a few times to realize, hey, they're talking about two different people, but they mentioned the guy on the picture to let you know, like, hey, this is not James Gunn's first go around with this Uringer guy. He's kicking it with this Huddleston dude too.
Yeah.
So that was there.
These are the themes of his parties. It's saying the lawsuit says that Uringer attended a party with that as his theme, with that specifically as a thing. You see the girls; these looks like grown women, but you see how they're dressed. They got clowns. They got this weird. This is something sick.
That's why I said Donnie Darko.
And then and the crazy part is the 15-year-old girl that that's in the lawsuit is new that this dude was in the rabbit suit. So how would she know if she ain't had no interaction with him?
Yeah. Okay, that was that's pretty much it as far as the story goes. I mean,
there's something to add though. My favorite thing.
Yeah, please feel free.
Because this came from Bounty in the Comics, right? And they literally have Ian Miles Chung, and they put a quote to it. They're going, "I wish I never defended James Gunn," and he's using those pictures.
Sheesh. Sorry, I'm just checking out the status.
Here we go. Number one, many people who have followed my career know when I started, I viewed myself as a provocateur. Making movies and telling jokes that are outrageous and taboo. As I have discussed publicly many times, as I've developed as a person, so has my work and my humor. Number two, it's not to say I'm better, but I'm very, very different than I was a few years ago. Today, I try to root my work in love and connection and less in anger. My days saying something just because it's shocking and trying to get a reaction are over. 3, this is all James Gunn. In the past, I have apologized for humor of mine that has hurt people. I truly felt sorry and meant every word of my apologies. 4, for the record, when I made these shocking jokes, I wasn't living them out. I know this is a weird statement to make, but it's obvious, but still, here I am saying it. Number 5, anyway, that's the completely honest truth. I used to make a lot of offensive jokes. I don't anymore. I don't blame my past self for this, but I like myself more, and I feel like a more full human being and creator today. Fuck, gross. He is toilet seat head. Fuck,
man.
That's just,
but like I was telling Vigilante, it's like whatever. This was before we went live. I was telling Vigilante that whatever Suicide Squad was whatever advantage Suicide Squad was trying to gain after week 2 sales dropping and all the other shit that people were talking about, good or bad. The only thing that's going to overshadow all that is now that there's this issue going on with James Gunn's name thrown all into it. That's going to overshadow, like Vigilante was saying earlier. He's like, man, this movie has only been out for, a week or two, and already something like this, whatever good will that this movie had will basically be, will get shitted on just because this thing will definitely overshadow that in a heartbeat, man.
It just cost them money.
Yeah, basically.
It just cost them money.
You're right, Steve. Yeah.
And it just proves he's a liar.
What really messes me up is the protection and Google. Like this guy, man, I don't hang around motherfuckers like that. Why does James Gunn? You're telling me there's nothing on his hard drive? Like he like these people probably should be locked up.
Allegedly,
yes.
Sorry,
thank you for saying that.
Don't worry. I got you.
This is everything I'm saying is alleged. I'm just spitball. I'm just what do they say? Speculating.
The thing
Right.
is, people can say one thing, but their true nature always comes out in the future. It's like a lie, right? A lie can only go as far as what you remember saying in the first lie. If a lie is never remembered because it's not the truth, it changes over time. Truth sometimes too, but at least it has a similar formula. This is just, dude. Like, you're given a chance, and you just show your true self again. You're fucking gross. Like, it's not. Let's not even look at James Gunn and the jokes and his apologies for the jokes, saying he's a different person. Let's look at the fact that he has a themed party like this. Yes, I understand fetishes. I understand people have these weird niches and kinks and shit. But this is disturbing Alice in Wonderland shit. And the fact that this minor knew about it and knows who was in the suit and was in there. It's just throwing more shadow on the personality of the person in general, and it's fucking gross.
It is. It's really fucked up.
You're browbeating a bit.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you're going into
exactly.
auto tune. You're going into auto tune like Kanye West.
Oh, time is dropping tonight. Apparently. Can you hear me? Oh, I'm in to leave.
Can you say Autobots roll out?
Autobots roll out.
Thank you.
I'm about to leave and come back.
All right.
Man.
Yo, he sounded like a transformer for real. That's why I started laughing.
It was almost like, by our command, I will be
Oh, shit. Oh, nah, but that shit was cool as fuck. I bet you when he hears it back on the replay, he's going to fucking laugh at that shit, man. He's gonna be like, oh, shit, I did
yeah. But honestly, at the end of the day, I can sum it up in 3 words. Fuck James Gunn.
You know what, man?
It's Guardians.
Dude, it's fucked up because you know how people supposed to, they say try to separate the art from the artist, man. But there's some things you just can't even separate some things, man. And that's one of them, man. I got kids, man, and I know how that shit is. I'm not even gonna play with that one, man.
No, I wouldn't either, man. It's gross. It falls into the whole
Exactly,
thing
man.
that's going on with the war with maps. And maps are going to try to defend this, going, "Oh, it was just a party. It didn't actually go through with it." But hey, there's proof right there. Well, that doesn't matter because it's just an alleged lawsuit. Well, fuck off. You're a monster. You're a creep.
Man,
fucking skeletons always come out of the fucking closet. This is just gross.
Here goes Vigilante, my man.
Yeah, do I still sound like I'm auto-tuned?
Nah, you sound good, bro. Nah, you
Cool.
You straight. There you go. Hey, before we say anything else, I'd like to say what's up. So my boy Pat S. What's up? What? Yep. Bikini Draws. What's up? Wow. How's it going, man? He says, "Hail to the prime time king." That's what's up, man. Thank you, man, for that. My boy Brightest Day. Hell, hey, man, Brightest Day. You represented us too out there, man. I want to say thank you
were
for that,
out there,
bro. Yeah, you was out there doing it big, man. My man. Yo, appreciate you, man. Thank you for making us look good, man. You did your thing out there, man.
Yeah.
My man, Endless Dravis. What's up, boy? Glad to have you here. Man, let me see who else is here, man.
Shout out to Culture, who actually I'm checking on the Twitter. He tweeted it out. So if you came here from Cultures.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Culture, for yeah, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Pat S, my man. Thank you, man. Thank you all for being here, man. Yeah, we just kind of talk about some things, man, that's going on in pop culture. A lot of things, some things have been discussed by some, but there were other things happening, so a lot of folks didn't get to a few things, but shit, glad to have you all here, and
yeah. Appreciate it. Appreciate everybody here. We started off talking about the separation of Disney. You started to see little cracks in the armor. And then we started to talk about the James Gunn issue. You haven't heard, if you just showed up and didn't hear, James Gunn basically isn't technically, in all technicality, no charges are being brought about him. No charges, no legal actions. But he apparently hosted a party with a specific theme for people who like cuties. I call them P3DOs. But yeah, sick shit. And one of those people who were there was charged with activity with a minor. And James Gunn has pictures with other people who have been convicted of similar stuff. So it's just when there's smoke, there tends to be a fire. That's what we're at least thinking. But as of now, I have no legal rights to say anything. CIA, please don't yeet us. A vigilante did not McAfee himself. So you guys know that.
There you go. I'd like to say what's up, my man Cam. What's up, boy?
Yo, Cam.
Yeah, hell, man. He coming in the chat. Everybody saying what's up to him, man. And I appreciate that, man, Cam. Yeah, man. It's interesting that we're having some man. Yeah, that's not a good thing, man. That when you sit there and you listen, and he's a person that said, hey, this was nothing but a joke. But then a lot of other stuff is starting to pop up. And like I said in my video, that I think this is not the end of it. We're going to hear a lot more come down the chute. There's going to be a lot of other things that's going to come out. And I think this is just the beginning, because there's a lot of things coming out with those kind of themes involved that are happening right now.
I want to ask a question. Do you guys think that it's pretty much Hollywood? How can we lose more money? I don't know. Let's do this. No, wait. James Gunn, hold my beer. Hold my goddamn beer. Actually, hold both my beers and my juice box. I got a lot of shit coming out. That's all. Then we got Jimmy Fallon and that shit.
Jimmy Fallon.
Fallon on good times,
Boy, I tell you, man. Then there's the whole Jimmy Fallon situation.
Yeah,
so
that's something we can also talk about.
And I mean, that's same 15-year-old.
Drunk on top of the DeLorean. Shout out to the. Did you do that meme with someone else?
I did so many of them, bro. You have no idea. Like I got a bunch of like. Hold on,
man, drunk's the fucking man.
Got him on the Ecto 1. He's chilling with the Joker. He's there right between the lightsabers while they battle it.
Damn.
I got him with Wayne's World.
Say, oh shit.
He passed out during A New Hope. Men in Black, he's chilling on the back. And
say, my man Pat S said, what did Jimmy do?
Well, first off, did you hear about Pat S? Horatio Sands, who used to be on SNL when it was relevant, it was somewhat relevant, still decent, not great, but decent at that time. And he got accused. Was it a 15-year-old as well? What is it with these 15-year-olds? You are these sick demons. They're just demons. Some of these people are evil, just straight evil. Let me pull that story, because again, with this stuff, they're trying to, like you said, it's going to get worse. And it looks like they're picking favorites. Some people are going to be tossed out there, and some people will not. So, because apparently they're still protecting James Gunn. But I mean, you look up Jimmy Fallon, you look up Horatio Sands, find it.
Well, you should pretty much do is just. I just don't get Hollywood anymore. It's like you don't want to watch the news. You don't like. It's all stupid shit at this point. Hold my beer is pretty much the theme.
Yeah. And I mean, we've heard rumors about Hollywood that a lot of it has been conspiracy shit. Oh, it's crazy. I didn't believe all of it until, you start to see, what happened with Cuties. There were people defending it. There was a media blitz defending it. There's something really rotten in Denmark when it comes to Hollywood. I'm not just saying that because my VPN I think is out of Denmark. But that's just a phrase. There's something really, really evil going on with Hollywood, and it's starting to come to light. Like you said, skeletons are eventually come out of the closet, so that's what's starting to happen.
I just don't get it's like you're already fucking up with movies and trying to go off a checklist, and then you can't even keep your shit in check. Isn't he a parent?
I hope not. You probably.
I'm not trying to say this, but like, even if you're a parent, like you would think. I don't know. It hurts your brain trying to think about why the common logic isn't there, and then you remember it's Hollywood. It's always smelling each other's farts and money and the parties, and there's no point. It just
and it's
embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. It's disturbing, man. It's disturbing because how much don't we know? What else is coming?
I don't.
The other shoe hasn't even begun to drop. I don't either, but at the same time, it's like these people got to be put away because look at the power they still hold. Look at the people who they can still impact, and a lot of people have to be a lot of what's happening with Hollywood needs to come to light just because society needs to know these are the people that have not only been telling them how terrible they are for the past 5 years, but have been quote unquote entertaining, have been creating the culture for them, the past however many years. And actually, I've never heard of your Tango, but they're the only ones that at least will have at least some balls and ties Fallon directly to it that I've seen. So I'm sharing that, and I can go through some of the story. That's not Horatio Sands. I don't know who the hell that is.
That's the dude. That's the one. Horatio's the one.
Yeah, Horatio is the one who it is. All right. I'm just looking at this picture. It doesn't look like maybe it is Horatio. Anyways, comedian and former Saturday Night Live cast member Horatio Sands allegedly groomed and assaulted a 17-year-old girl at an SNL party in 2002, according to a lawsuit filed with the Supreme Court of New York. In her complaint, attorneys representing a woman only identified as Jane Doe claims SNL cast members, including Jimmy Fallon, were in attendance at several parties in which Sands was allegedly grooming her. According to the suit, she first met Sands in October 2000, at which point Sands became inappropriately pursuing her, being flirtatious, physically affectionate by kissing her cheek and putting hands around her waist. So why was Fallon named in this lawsuit? Fallon is not named as a defendant, so I want to keep that clear. But he's mentioned as one of the people the complaint alleges attended events where Sands would bring the accuser when she was still a minor. Basically, these are people who knew better to do better and didn't give a fuck. That's why they're named. And at the time, Fallon and Sands allegedly emailed the girl in 2000 when she was 15 and Sands was 31. Jesus, what a piece of shit.
I have to correct you. That's insulting to actual pieces of shit. He's just fucking garbage at this point. Like it's trash. Like, sorry, this shit just really hits me, man.
Yeah,
like,
and they emailed her from an NBC account, and this is in 2000, so we didn't have social media. We didn't have a lot of stuff to know better. So seeing the email actually like from Jimmy Fallon at NBC.com or whatever it was, allegedly, I wasn't there. Is it actually from that email? But that would have hit somebody different, especially in 2000 before there was instant access to anyone on Saturday Night Live or celebrities. And Fallon was apparently emailing her too. Who knows? I guess that teenager went on. Go ahead. Huh?
Do you think I'm funny? Email from Jimmy Fallon. Do you think I'm funny?
Yeah. Jesus Christ. And no, we don't think Jimmy Fallon's funny. The teenager allegedly went on to attend SNL tapings on multiple occasions over the course of 2000 to 2001, waiting in standby line with friends to see the show and get autograph from cast members. She was allowed to her first after cast party in May 2001, despite knowing she was 16. Girl was served alcohol, in which she drank in company of Sam. So that like shows there's enablers, there's people at this party. Probably some of these women who would go on to tell you time's up and all this other shit. Because wasn't Tina Fey around these times? I'm not sure if she did, but if she's saying time's up shit. But she would have been around around this time at SNL, if I remember correctly. So this is crazy. This motherfucker was using AOL Messenger. Do y'all remember AIM?
You got mail. I hope you don't got stock.
No, but you know what? The thing is the fact that they're willing to reach so far back to even talk about the kind of technology they used to fucking conversate with back then, AOL. Yo, this is what it's to let you know, man. They trying to like this ain't no Twitter type shit. This is
way back.
Shit.
Way back. I remember like AOL Instant Messenger.
Damn.
God damn.
Isn't that the time of ICQ as well? We were hearing all the time.
You said what?
ICQ. You don't remember ICQ?
Boards. What's up, boy? What's good, man?
ICQ.
Fam.
Yeah,
man. My boy Cam. What's up? The room said
Cam. Hey, Boards. Hey, Rob Gardner. And
Rob Gardner, what's up?
I was there. Sit room when AOL Instant Messaging. No, that's more than 15, Glenn. That's about 21. It's about 20, 21. I mean, it was still going. I guess it was still around 15 years ago, but it was starting to get kicked out by MySpace by that time. Because 15 years ago, it's 2006, buddy. We're old. We are all old.
We're old.
Oh man! And this motherfucker was too old to be on AIM with a fucking teenager that he knew was a teenager. And shout out to everybody who worked at SNL and everyone who worked at the after party serving this chick alcohol and all this other crazy shit. So what else? Okay, soon after, Sands allegedly began sending explicit messages, ICQ. I don't even know what ICQ is, unless you guys. What is ICQ? Before we get into this disturbance, we gotta have some.
ICQ is a messenger service where you can find random people. Give me a second.
I never heard. I was this many days old when I found out ICQ existed. I knew about
it's changed a
chat
lot.
roulette.
I use Trillium. Trillium linked all those types of things together in one big app, like the way GOG does for your games. But pretty much, ICQ was a really annoying thing. Here, I have it shared. You can put it back out. But every time you got a message, you hear, uh-oh.
We're all about to get schooled right now. Let's do it.
Yeah, fucking ICQ. And like, it's on phone.
You have mail.
So, oh my god, it's really changed. Yeah, it was.
You have
modernized it.
It was a place where you would go to just a whole bunch of things.
I mean, I remember chat roulette. I remember Kick. I remember some stuff. You know, Kick isn't that old. But ICQ, never heard of.
ICQ. ICQ was a cross-platform messenger voice via like a voice over IP client, and it was from 1996. In 1996, and it was bought by AOL in 1998.
Oh,
yeah! Wow. This was the thing of things. Like, yeah, are you on ICQ? Yeah, I'm on ICQ. Okay, it was free. You can fuck around with it.
I think that's just right before my time.
But yeah, it had everyone knows ICQ for one thing. The most annoying sound, like I said before, is like uh-oh. It'd be like this weird high fucking tone soundbite that you got a message or someone friended you. It was just so bad.
Boy, look at the chat. Fuck.
Yeah, LGBT ICQ. Yeah, Clinton, I'm with you, man. I don't know. Fido.
Damn.
How long did you think this was going on? Oh, Judy Garland, Shirley Temple. There's been some creepy shit in Hollywood for a long time. Because we had to go back to the Horatio Sands thing, which I'm sure none of us really want to talk about. I get it. So I understand because it's just a fucked up thing. But you know what? What's interesting? I'm reading this article, and one of the articles below it says something about the 7 reasons Elon Musk SNL appearance is getting backlash, presumably just because it's related, and that's just how whatever algorithm or whatever platform they use to blog is just suggesting other SNL articles. But it's to remind you that these are the people that told you were racist if you didn't like something, that told you all sorts of shit, you were this, that. It's still telling you how bad you are if you don't agree with them on certain I'm not even going to give you a guess, but you can guess. But if you don't do certain things with your body, that you're a bad person. These same motherfuckers, yet they have all this really dark, disgusting, demonic baggage on them, and they want to tell you what you're supposed to do and what to think. And that's really what it is. Like, you motherfuckers deserve to be in jail for the rest of your lives. And you guys are trying to talk shit. You can't even fucking do the job that you were hired to do, which is entertain. And you want to talk shit, tell us how fucked up we are. Fuck you, you pieces of shit. I hope all of you go, whatever the legalist way you say, if convicted, I hope all you serve 1 trillion years and get, the worst treatment possible. You fucked up motherfuckers. You guys were fucking on AO. You guys been doing this shit. That's right. The real point. You guys been doing this shit. And none of these motherfuckers care. And it just go. I'm not sure who Jimmy Fallon pissed off for his name to be the only name, because it was a lot of motherfuckers at those SNL after parties back in the 2000s who names can be just as well. I don't know if they emailed the bitch. I shouldn't call her a bitch. What the fuck am I talking about? Victim. Yeah, she's a victim. I shouldn't say it. Please take that out. I don't know why I said that. I guess I'm just passionate. Angry. I'm angry at this shit. I'm angry as fuck that these motherfuckers are even allowed to be alive. Like, not just alive, but out and about and live their lives like nothing. I gotta search through all this shit just to find James Gunn shit. It's like they get to be protected. They get to live their lives. They get to be protected, and they get to talk shit about us. And it pisses me off. And I should not have taken it out on the victim. I'm just angry as fuck. These motherfuckers were emailing minors back in the day. Right. They've been doing crazier shit since. And it's just like there's no issue. And there's like email, like just reading. We don't have to go back into it because it's a lot of fucked up things. But they talk about the fact that she's in high school. Jimmy Fallon has emails talking about her in high school. And it's just really fucked up.
Wow.
And apparently, when the actual incident, the actual assault happened in a limo ride when there was other people in the car. In the
limo, yeah.
Yeah, and they witnessed it and did nothing. Other than one person saying, "Are you fucking serious?" But that's all they said. No one fired them. No one put them in jail. No one called the police. No one did any of that shit.
It probably the people in the car were probably the other actors or whatever. If not, they were people hired by them. So if it's not one or the other, then they don't have no position to fire them or do some other shit. So I don't know. That's pretty fucked, man.
Pretty fucked. It's really fucked. Glenzer, I mean, not to be political, that's a good point. That they were doing what they were mad at the Orange Man for a lot worse. Yeah, hypocrisy would. It's just really fucked up. It's really fucked up that these are the motherfuckers that talk the most shit. And like you say, I think there's more to come. I think this is just the tip of the iceberg, so to speak. Yeah.
It's going to get worse, but it's also going to get grosser, and it's going to get hidden more because, that's the way shit works. The system is broken. The system is protective, but not protective of the people that matter. It only protects the ones with the most dollars in their pocket or who is connected. And it's just, we're at a point where society no longer tries to grow from the weakest up. It's the strongest are protected as well as the dirtiest. And this shit traumatizes minors for life. it doesn't. It ruins their whole mentality, their self-image, the view of themselves, the view of how they interact with other people. They see their self-worth diminished, and they think that the only way they can get accepted or acknowledged is by doing these things or being invited to these types of parties, because they think that it falls under the column of acceptance. And no one should sell their soul just because you see them on TV. They wrote a comic book, they've been in a movie. You can't put a price on your soul. Hollywood does. That's the sad part. They put a price on the soul, but it's not their soul. It's on other people's fucking souls. And then they try to bury it after the souls that they've stolen comes to light. Nobody wants to live in darkness, and that's why this shit's popping up like a fan.
And I mean, like you said, more of it is, and more of it should. I mean, if this is the shit they've been doing, and we've all heard rumors and whispers about this shit going on for a while. And we know about he who did not
who should not be
harm
named.
himself will keep. Yeah, he should not be named. He who should not be named, but who did not do what they said to himself, and whatever islands he may or may not have had, and a lot of the high end people. Mr. Life is like a box of chocolates who may have went to certain countries just to avoid things. We've heard all this stuff, and it sucks that I have to even speak in such vagueness, that this platform is so evil to protect them to the extent where I have to speak in code. So if a viewer doesn't know some of the stuff I'm talking about, they have to maybe look it up. Maybe Google shows them, maybe don't. Maybe they got to get on Brave and DuckDuckGo and figure out something else just to figure out what the hell I'm talking about a lot of these sick motherfuckers in Hollywood. And it's fucked up. Very fucked up. And Liz, I don't know if you want to get into that. That's a whole nother can of worms. There's so many cans of worms in this world. And Rob Gardner has a good point. He says their souls don't have a price because they sold them to get those lofty situations, lofty stations. Hollywood owns the casting couch, says sit room. Yeah. And I mean, this isn't even casting couch shit we're seeing. We're seeing just real abuser shit, real just abusive, and people are just trying to use their so-called power just for sick thrills. Basically, that's really what we saw with the stuff we covered. But I know guys don't want to constantly talk about this stuff. I don't know if you want. I got up the Spawn and the Free Guy stuff. If you want to talk about something lighter, or if there's anything else you guys want to add, I'm rambling. Because I appreciate everybody in the chat. I appreciate everybody here. And,
I said we're switching to a lighter subject at this point.
Identity. Wait, now I didn't know if you want everyone to know. Rob Gardner's the wake. Well, no.
Yeah, he's the wake down.
Peter Parker's the well, no.
You're breaking up again.
Am I?
No, now you're back.
Okay.
Sorry.
Perfectly timed.
It just is draining, man. As much as you're trying to just give constructive criticism on like your own point of view, it drains you. And
yeah, and I understand it. I had to take a break from talking about a lot of political stuff, and probably will take another one just because of how draining it is. And then this shit, and this is, like I said, some real evil shit. So we can switch the subject, not just for our sake, but for the chat, because we know you guys, we all know how crazy the world is. We want to still provide some escapism and talking about the lack of escapism. And I'm glad I'm looking through. Like I said, I have the King Spawn article up if you want me to share it, and then the Free Guy thing, because the King Spawn thing is interesting. In a world where comic book sales are failing, and yes, King Spawn has a lot of gimmicks. King Spawn #1 to sell. They went was it the #1 best-selling comic in the last 25 years?
Yeah,
that's still pretty special.
Yeah, I mean, for it to come out as just a regular comic book, it wasn't crowdfunded or anything like that.
Yep. Sorry. Yep. King Spawn shatters number one, shatters every superhero sales record of the past 25 years. So that's 96. Wow, right?
Yeah.
It's everything since 1996, no book has sold more than this one in the superhero genre. It did have superhero sales. So I'm not sure if I would imagine maybe The Walking Dead maybe is a non-superhero book that could have sold a lot when the series was as hot as. But outside of that, I think the number was 500,000. I heard, and to be fair, before I get into this article, I'm not sure what the article says. They've done a lot of gimmicks, and I actually kind of want to talk to 24 because they have some graded copies amongst these books, and that kind of helped get sales booming, so to speak. But let me just get into the article, and then we'll go from there. King Spawn number one, newest creation from Todd McFarlane, marks the single largest new superhero monthly title launch in the last 25 years. And I think McFarlane actually drew on this one, which was a lot of draw. But let's see. Todd McFarlane's King Spawn. Okay. Yeah. I mean, he doesn't draw anymore. He's been the brand.
No, I mean, but you can go ahead and keep going. Yeah. I know everybody would like to hear what you was reading.
Yeah. And oh man, Glenn, we actually talked about Shang-Chi earlier. We talked a little bit about the Shang-Chi thing. That's an interesting thing. And as far as the 45-day window, yes, because they kind of wanted to fail so they can prove to Scarlett Johansson that, hey, if we did release your movie in theaters, see what happened to Shang-Chi. And they're just experimenting, like they said. It's just a data point, so we'll see what happens. So right under, and go ahead, yeah.
What if it's not admissible as in court as an actual proof? And if they're saying that, why are they using Shang-Chi and not recent films that have all bombed?
They'll use that. They'll use everything. They're going to use if they go to court, which only God knows if they will. But they're going to try to use everything to say, hey, the pandemic numbers were just down across the board. Look at all these movies that, released in theaters that didn't succeed. Look at our movie that we released in theaters only that didn't succeed.
Right.
They're going to toss everything and every can of worm they can at Scarlett Johansson. And with that lawsuit, I honestly think she's sort of bluffing them. Because I don't think they really wanted to go to court. Maybe they don't care, but because Disney doesn't like having information on public record. It's why they fire accountants. Which is another
but I heard the ramifications of of her actually losing this or whatever, or how far it'll go. I heard it can be real detrimental to to her career, which I don't give a fuck. But the talent agency that's representing her will actually, they say it's the largest talent agency that is in Hollywood, will actually be a laughingstock if Disney actually takes them to court, and all that shit. It'll, like, how bad this thing could turn out for Scarlett and the people representing her will be astronomical, which I don't give a shit. But it's
you know why I kind of give a shit. I feel like the Joker in Dark Knight, these civilized people will eat each other. Not civilized as we see, they're fucking demons. No joke to Spawn, but like these motherfuckers are eating themselves.
Exactly.
They've talked they're eating themselves, and that's good to see. That's the. I just want whatever side gets the most self-deletion each, and yes, Blizzard, an original black superhero can be a success. Take that Disney and Warner Brothers.
There you go.
What are they going to say to this? What excuse can they give for this being successful and all the other things they've done not being successful?
Well, just It'll be the T-Man's fault, right? They'll find a way to blame the T.
Oh man, I don't know how. He's not even around. This is gonna be a rough one. They're gonna have to look in the mirror at this one.
Yeah,
it's like we just suck. That's the T-Man is Todd McFarlane, because his King Spawn holds the distinction as the best-selling superhero comic last 25 years. The pre-orders for King Spawn #1 came slightly under 500,000 at 497,000, beating the likes of Marvel's Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, Captain America in the past quarter century. Also, so these are launches specifically. So, okay, I guess ongoing titles that have been going on forever that maybe have had bigger books. But all right. It also beat Batman, Superman, Flash, or Wonder Woman in the past 2.5 decades. So the numbers that came in were higher than I projected. With that, sales now have a historic impact on our industry. It proves that the character Spawn and the world he lives in still resonates with fans almost 30 years after first introduced him, McFarlane said. The biggest thing for me is having King Spawn become another example to the creative community that you can have creator-owned success outside of the two huge publishing giants, Marvel and DC Comics. Every story that shows you can make a career on your own will hopefully inspire other talented people to try. As a president of Image Comic and advocating for the creators has been our goal since our inception in 1992. So this does not have all the... Go ahead.
I was going to say, IDW saying that, and they're the captain of variant covers just to sell a couple comics. Like, are you serious?
Yeah, and it's good that you brought that up because King Spawn does have some chicanery going on. So there's a
comic's good. That means it suits the variant covers and it's worth it. So that's what I'll give the doubt. There's one thing I've noticed with Todd McFarlane in general when it comes to his art, his comics, his stories, is everything. It's done with care. You can tell McFarlane from like what we used to do in This Week in Comics and Comic Roundtable 24. You've seen the degradation. It's every cover has the same type of frame, same type of like character setup.
Right.
And, like it's for me, like variant covers were one thing I love going for. I didn't care if I dropped $50 on like 8 variant covers. It's because I love variant covers, especially when they did like the hip hop band covers for Marvel. Like I had like the Wu-Tang.
I love those.
I have like pretty much a lot of them, the Carnage ones, but then we look at the new ones and it's like, I have to pay $5 more just to get a good cover, but I know the book is still shit. Why am I going to pay more for shit just because the topping of the shit looks nice? Fuck that. It's like getting like a gluten-free cupcake, but only the icing tastes good. Fuck that. I don't want that. I want a full quality. It's the same quality thing we're talking about.
Yeah. And it's a huge drop off in quality, and especially with it when it comes to the normal with the big two. And I'm looking up. Spawn had another comic earlier in the year that sold 200,000. So this is not just an isolated incident. I was like, didn't they have something else that sold? They had another Spawn's Universe sold 200,000. So they've been doing a lot of big things with Spawn still. And I think this is a huge thing. Spawn, at the end of the day, is a indie comic. He's a comic that was created by a creator who owns the property, who all these, and we're going to see more of that. We're going to see. We talked about the Substack thing with James Tynion and Nick Spencer and Hickman, and we know everyone in the crowdfunding. We have our own Vineyard, and there's a few other people who make their own comics. This is the future. And this is I think the indies as a whole, maybe not one, but everything outside the big two, if it's not already, they will be bigger than the big two.
They may already be. But these covers are sick, dude. I pulled up if you want to see them after you're done reading the article.
Oh yeah, you can share them now if you want, because the article's done. That's it for the article.
But like you can tell this is Spawn. You can tell the Spawn covers. It's you know what I mean. It all looks fucking. Can you see that? Look at that shit.
Yeah.
Look at that. God, look at the whole fucking cape, man. When I see that cape, I get a feel of Carnage. And I know it's not Carnage, but it's the same red and black symbiote feel I get with that. Like you got that. Like look at these. Like they're still beautiful. You can tell that's the difference between McFarlane. Even when Scotty Young does like a cover and it's like the cute Spawn, this still looks like Spawn. It does.
Why don't we have an animated series from Spawn? I wonder if McFarlane's pissed somebody off. If he's
HBO, I think.
No, actually, I got that whole series sitting right here next to me, man.
Great.
I got Spawn.
Yeah, I remember
4 and 5 sitting on my fucking wall. I still have like the first 10 issues, dude. I've never fucking opened them. They just sit there on my wall. That one in the sewer with Violator's fucking jaw open. I have those. You know why I love them on my wall? Because they're art. McFarlane has always been. They did that when he did the Korn album, fucking music videos.
I remember that.
hell. Fucking follow the leader and shit, dude.
Yes.
I don't think any other person, the comic book creator's
Like a
done that.
freak on a leash.
Yeah, writer, artist, variant cover artist, Todd McFarlane. So he's actually doing variant covers.
He
He's
did
also
some
the writer
variants.
and the artist. Yes.
Oh, Britt Booth. Look at the creators and the people he has on there.
David Finch. Fucking Don. Well, fuck this dude.
Hey,
well,
let me
he
ask you
pissed a
this.
lot of people off.
Hi, I'm a douchebag. Thank
Oh,
you for
Donnie.
getting rid of
Most people like his
Superman.
Venom stuff. I haven't read it, but everyone talks about his Venom stuff being
Looks
really
like
good.
looks like a fake ass Constantine, but whatever. Hey,
I gave up
He
Spider-Man
does.
for this haircut.
Oh shit, he does get you that Constantine at home look. Like I want Constantine. We got Constantine at home. Constantine at home.
hey, well, let me ask you this: those Spawn covers we were looking at, was McFarlane drawing the actual comic book inside, or was it different? Different person.
Right there. Writer, artist, variant cover artist. So yeah, he has.
Well, see, actually, that kind of reminds me. It's like basically at some point, I remember even Ethan Van Sciver saying that he's gonna want to have other folks actually tell his Cyberfrog story.
McFarlane would be a good one.
No. But what I'm saying is like basically he wants to build Cyberfrog up to the point where like he'll come in, do covers and shit like that, but he wants it to be his own thing, having its own canon, and to the point where it's like Batman, where you got other folks coming in and writing stories. And that's why I was asking, was it? Yeah, that but like I said, that's why I was asking, was it him doing the actual, inside art and stories, or was it somebody else? But if it's other people, then that's exactly, the same thing Ethan wants to get to at some point, where it's like he'll do covers.
Licensable property. That's what he wants.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
But I want to say that
how,
Mackining. Sorry, I was going to say
go ahead.
Mackining. Yeah, to be fair, he's done good runs. Yeah, but good runs don't make up for the stupidity of the present. That motherfucker has blocked more people than fucking goddamn Heather Antos while sleeping at her desk.
Heather Antos.
I'm talking
Shout out
about.
to Yum Nub.
I'm talking to Kate's, not fit. Not
Yeah,
David
no.
Finch. But Donnie, he's a
Case.
clown.
Finch
He
is
makes
good.
clowns look funny.
Johnny Boy Case. Bud
Boy.
Bunny. Wow.
Yeah, my boy Makini draws. He's awesome, man.
See, I'm
Appreciate
wondering,
Makini draw.
Makini.
I'm wondering if Case was doing one of the variant covers. I wonder if McFarlane gave him strict fucking rules. You gotta do Spawn. None of this fucking Marvel Virtue Signal shit. None of this DC Marvel fucking Virtue shit. Fucking Spawn. And if you can't pull your balls out and write something and draw something that's with testosterone, why the fuck are you here? I really hope that conversation happened. I think that conversation needs to be happening across the fucking board. Draw the hero, draw the villain. Stop drawing yourself. Waving
Yes.
the fucking flag. Fuck that shit. I'm tired.
God, yes. It's not that hard. It's
Right.
not that hard.
Stop
But you know
trying
what,
to immortalize
McFarlane,
yourself. Fucking idiots.
like you said, McFarlane actually has been doing it the other way. Like he started off. I can't remember how many issues of Spawn. He's done lots of like guest issues. And I think he's still involved with the story.
This is
Right,
Kate.
right, right.
But like
Yeah,
other
it's-
people do the bulk of the work for the most part.
Right. Well, I think what it is Ethan Van Sciver will be over, the story, how it goes, whatever, and he'll have somebody actually doing the comics and basically, executing his stories to where he doesn't have to be the one doing the actual comic book. And I mean, I think over time, no bullshit, if he has the proper team in place, I think you'll see Cyberfrog more on a consistent level
Man.
than it being something that comes out once every 2 years.
Yeah, it does have to. If we're talking about a company, it does have to be more,
Right.
more regular.
But the thing is, for when Cyberfrog, like the length of time that it comes out, that's actually working for him too, because he's made $1 million off of both books. So but what I'm saying is, when it comes to the point where you want to hand off, like he won't be the one doing, the actual inside stories. And sometimes he won't even be the one that does the cover, but every now and then he'll show up. But I think he'll be over what happens in the story. So basically, he'll still be, he'll be there guiding what happens to Cyber Frog, but he'll let other artists and other writers, basically execute, what it looks like when it comes out. And from time to time, he'll do covers and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's, and that's, and basically this is what McFarlane has done with Spawn, but he's still there making sure that, no SJWs fucking run Spawn into the ground and no shit like that.
Yeah. They kept Spawn out of that, and they've kept them a successful property that people actually pay to see, pay to read each week or month, I should say. Well, week, because all these damn series, it looks like he's launching off of them. But it was not Bud Bundy, so Donny Cates. And yeah. And McFarlane, because of those action figures, probably does not have the time to because he's all they have been one of the premier action figure manufacturers for the past 20 years.
Actually, it's crazy. I've seen McFarlane toys, I'd say in the last like 4 or 5 days. Now they're coming out with their fucking Birds of Prey movie Harley Quinn action figures. And I was like, fucking McFarlane Toys, what the fuck you guys doing? Why would you even make a fucking Birds of Prey movie Harley Quinn in that gold shitty ass outfit she had, with the little pom-poms, that little weird ass outfit she had in Birds of Prey, the movie.
Yeah.
Well, why would you make a Todd McFarlane, endorsed Harley Quinn Birds of Prey movie action figure?
They must.
Why would you do that, man? I mean, yeah, you guys can. You one of y'all can pull it up and you can see it. I mean, I saw that shit and I was like, why would you spend your time? It's like basically making a Jodie Whittaker Doctor Who action figure at this point, or a Rose Tico.
Well, look at Playmates, for fuck's sakes. They're handing the toys for fucking Kurtzman shit.
Or basically the way they've done. What's that? Shang-Chi's Katie.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Marvel's Katie.
Katie. Yeah. Like it's the same shit.
I don't know, but we also have someone in the community that used to work for McFarlane Toys. He designed
Vinny Art.
Vinny Art used to do that.
Yeah, he used to work for McFarlane Toys. Shout out to Vinny Art. He has a bunch of a bunch of different campaigns on Indiegogo that he's already completed, and there's one coming up. So please check out his stuff. He's an independent creator. Hell, T-shirt historian, content creator.
Man, shit! I forgot. Vigilante, my Optimus Prime arrived. Did you see it yet?
What happened?
God, I have not seen that.
My Optimus Prime I got from fucking Wish, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, you know what? I think you did show it maybe last week.
I don't think so because it didn't come last week. It came after.
Well, didn't you show like a listing for it?
Yeah, the listing for it.
Yeah.
I didn't. Oh wait, I got Carl.
Shout out to Carl. Ah, rare cam, and look at that.
Yes, full diecast too.
Oh man, really?
The chest opens
from
up,
Wish
everything, and it Transformers. Yep, $30 Canadian.
Yo, when you open up the chest, is the Matrix in that motherfucker?
No, not yet. No, but look.
Nah,
look
fuck that.
Look what's behind him.
Oh yeah, look who's fine. It's a McFarlane cover.
Nah, fuck all that, man. If you don't got the Matrix, you talking about Optimus Prime. No. I ain't letting you get away that easy.
No, you're gonna get me away with that because I'm fine with the Matrix. I wanted an Optimus Prime. I will get one later. You don't get to do that with my toys, bro. Look at that. Like, come on, man.
Nah, actually, it's pretty sweet, man. It's pretty sweet. I'll just fucking with you, man. Nah, actually, it looks like you can open up the chest and put the Matrix in there. That's why I was asking, but I don't see nothing.
Oh, sure can.
He actually has transform abilities and everything. So I think this is it's
pretty good. I mean,
there's one I have on my list. There's one I have on my list that has the Matrix. And I also have Nemesis Prime that also has the Matrix. I have two of those. I'm waiting for AdSense.
Nemesis Prime, nah, fuck him. I
want both of them. Like I want good and evil, man, yin and yang. Like
I feel you on that. I feel you. Especially seeing him running off of Galvatron, it's like shit. Okay.
Hasbro Pulse Optimus Prime for $750.
Is it the one that transforms by himself? Because if that's the one, yeah.
That's one of the voice commands. Yeah, bro. Yeah, that one's fucking sick.
But that shit, you know what, Glenzer? That shit's gonna be worth 2 racks in a few months.
Yeah, especially for real.
You know what I mean? So and probably 5 in a few years.
I feel so big now.
You know what's crazy? The one thing I've always wanted. I can just say whatever y'all want to say about. But I've always wanted one of those R2D2s, man. The one that has like the motion, like it can detect who's around, and it'll like, do alarms if it like detects any kind of weird shit happening. Like there's a R2D2 out there, man, that actually does a lot of cool shit. And I always wanted one of the motherfuckers, man.
Cool, man.
Yeah, I know y'all like what the fuck, but yeah.
No, R2. It's cool. I haven't actually seen that, honestly.
You'd be surprised how many remote control or just all kind of different R2D2 deals they have out there that basically it'll run on its own, and it'll scan your apartment, like it'll where you stay at, and it'll look around, and it'll do all kind of shit. It'll make
kill you in your sleep.
Yeah, I'm dude. Like I say, hey, you'd be surprised, man. It's out there, bro. Like I'm no bullshit, man. People are making this stuff, and it's like it's like damn near like you fucking with the real McCoy off the movie or some shit. Like it'll do, and it'll talk to your ass and all kind of weird shit. So it's like, yeah, hey,
all right,
yeah.
Apparently it's 25 racks, and now because Steven's on the big screen, he's just tossing whatever up. Am I still? Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Okay, cool.
Oh no, man. Oh.
I even put him in my thumbnail for Cold War.
And he's holding the Master Griff or whatever.
That's fucked up.
It's not fucked up. It's called advertising. Like, come on, man. You remember the scene in Star Wars? Everyone remembers this scene. Like,
Damn.
So while we're talking about drunk 3PO, I actually found sober R2D2, and I'm sharing it. The R2D2 apparently it's at Galaxy's Edge, the one you're talking about. And like I said, I'm sharing it.
There you
24.
go.
There we go. Oh shit! Now it's gone. All right, you gotta click the screen that's being shared to bring it back. There we go. So it's 25 racks as of a couple years ago, and it was at Galaxy's Edge, but this is a life-size R2D2. I
don't know about 25 racks.
And that doesn't include shipping either.
So you got to go out there and get that motherfucker.
Yeah, and now is this? Oh, it can be remote control. So I don't know if this one is fully functional. I thought like the one that could,
fully functional.
It could be remote control, but I thought like it would be like one of those what are those iRobot vacuums?
Right.
Like the shop vac, not the shop vac, but
whatever it is, those vacuums that have a mind for yourself and probably want to kill you.
Roombas.
Yeah, Roombas. Yeah. And they probably want to kill you in the sleep. And so that's that sort of thing, but I guess this one doesn't have that functionality. So
the Wake Down sent you a message, Vigilante.
Yeah, I see. Let me see what's going on.
Shit. Hey, let us know if it's something that I don't even give a fuck, man. You let me know. I'll press the button on that shit. I'll press the button.
This was hit different. So I think it should be safe.
Yeah.
But, let me.
I don't give a fuck. Yeah, let's do it.
Hold on. I don't know if I could. I got to figure a way to see it without you guys seeing my DMs.
No,
I got to save the image. Hold on.
Well, let me ask you this: can you screenshot it and then?
I'm saving. I'm working on it.
All right, there you go. Man, you know what I'm gonna watch tonight?
Porn.
What's
the pilot to Buck Rogers. from the
Bugs
70s.
Rogers, okay.
Yeah, with Gil Gerard.
All right. So yeah, you have the discretion whether or not you want the world to see this or not. 24. It's your channel. It's up to you completely.
All right,
There you go.
there you go. Let's do it.
Yeah. This is Jay on fucking Slave Leia's body. This is
That's disturbing, man.
you know what? On this episode, it happens to not be the most disturbing thing. So yeah, it's not as disturbing as Kill You in Your Sleep, R2 Death 2, or
the children's deal. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, some pretty creepy stuff. So enjoy that. Enjoy your dreams being haunted by that. We will. Yeah. Slave 3PO. There you go. He wants reparations. So yeah.
He got a nice rack. I'll give him that.
Slave 3PO.
So
Damn.
shout out to the Wake Down for that.
Yeah,
that beauty,
appreciate you,
that
man.
gem.
Yeah, appreciate you, my man. Thank you, man.
So yeah, I don't know what else you guys wanted to cover.
Oh man, man, we got all kinds of shit. What? Actually, let's see. There's
Darth Vader looked at the monitor at the wrong time or the right time, depending on what you're into. We could also. I had the what is this called? The Free Guy. We could talk about that.
Yeah, there's actually this a few things. You got fucking Jim Starlin, who is the creator of Thanos. I don't know if y'all saw what happened with him.
No, is it another payment thing?
No. Actually, I threw it in our DMs. It's towards the. It's actually the first story before last week's. After last week's.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically what it is Thanos creator of a comic book called Dreadstar, which came out like in the late 70s, early 80s. Mm-hmm. He comes out with a book where he's killing a Trump-like character. So basically, he's so hell bent on. Basically, it's funny because it's kind of like how a lot of people try to come out with a lot of Trump stories, trying to bash him or whatever. By the time he was ready to come out of office, late? Yeah, and basically, it was a story that it like people heard about it about a year and a half ago, but now it finally came out. So a year and a half ago, it would have been relevant if it came out then, where they were like, "Oh, well, we're sticking it to the president." Blah blah blah. But now it's yeah. So basically, it's when we found out about it, it was a year and a half ago. Now it's coming out, and Trump's not the president no more, and this comic book comes out. And it's just showing how he's using his own this Marvel character that he created. Like Marvel had like a subsidiary comic book company called Epic. So it was like Epic Marvel.
Okay. And
out of Epic Marvel, they came out with a character called Dreadstar, and he was basically like a Flash Gordon type, but it was like he was dealing with a lot of primitive shit. It was like it was a mix of primitive stuff happening with futuristic stuff, like basically like a Star Wars kind of deal. Like you go to some planets and it's primitive, but you jump out in space and it's fucking futuristic as fuck. It's kind of one of those kind of things, but it's a character that he created over 40 years ago, and now he's using that same character to basically send a political message.
Oh no.
So basically, it kind of fucks with what the character has always been about, because now the character's being used for to kill a Trump looking like. And if you look at the article, like I said, you would see, it looks.
I got the article up, and like the whole thing is like the names are like anagrams or whatever for Jesus, guy. You know what I mean? You created fucking Thanos. You're somebody who's been really impactful. Why you doing this? Why don't you fucking care about Marvel ripping you off, bro? Like, that's where I thought you were going. I'm like, oh yeah, man, this is fucked up. Marvel ripping them off. You care so much about it, like, because even listening to the things he made up that's supposed to be Orange Man. I'm not an Orange Man guy. If you watch my channel, I've been pretty. I really don't like either side.
Right.
To be 1,000%. But just like, okay, you've made up all these things that you think go to him, and now you're fucking too late. He's not even there anymore. This doesn't even work, and you fuck up one of the characters you created.
Yeah, exactly.
And really, like I said, you should be more focused on. You would have a hell of a lot more support talking about things that I think most people could agree with. Hey, you created Thanos. You probably deserve a little bit more compensation.
And actually,
not just you other creators.
You're right. Like Jim Starlin created legacy characters, man.
Yeah.
And for him to stoop to this kind of level says a lot, bro. And it's crazy because I mean, I've seen you, like, you personally, over time, not recently, but even like from a long time ago, when you talk about people having TDS.
Yeah.
And this looks like another case, and a lot of people had it in the comic book industry. We're doing similar kind of fuck shit like this.
Yeah.
And it turned a lot of folks off to where we were like, well, why the fuck are we going to support, with somebody that's so politically driven that it'll overtake their work to show this ugly side of them, in doing shit like this. Yeah, it's fucked up. Yeah, man, for real, man.
They rely on their name to sell the shit, and they think that no one's going to care about what they're trying to actually write. So they rely on it. They rely on the ground standing of their name, but in the pretense of doing that, they're also destroying your name because no one wants to deal with that shit.
And again, this doesn't even hold. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
I didn't understand. That's just my opinion. I think I could be wrong.
I think you're right. I think a lot of he is a name, and it's like I said, it's sad because it's like he's not even in the mainstream comic industry anymore. That's his own tragedy.
Right.
That's his own tragedy because he I don't agree with him politically, but I'm not, what, and I don't know. I don't agree with murdering. I'm not a Biden fan. I would never depict that. You know what I mean? So it's like this is brutal and it's fucked up to me. No matter who it is. But like, okay, he's somebody who should still be involved with comics. He still has something to do, but now he's just some guy. Instead of being a great creator that should be celebrated for his actual works, he's just another guy with TDS, just another guy, and he's already too late. It's like I'm trying to think, seeing like a great artist or musician in a bad situation and talking crazy. You know what I mean? It's just like you don't want to see that. You get yourself right mentally. Go ahead.
No. I was agreeing with you. I was saying, like, you're right. It's like when people use their platform, whatever it is, whether it's Sinead O'Connor saying the bullshit she's done, or if it's Kathy Griffin, saying what she's saying, or for an example, it's Jim Starlin using his comic books to fucking prove a point. It's like, bro, it just shows how people are so stuck. Dude, I mean, it's to the point where we see fucking Mark Hamill doing this kind of shit, still speaking up on Trump on some shit that like nobody doesn't even give a fuck about no more, man. For some reason, personally, you have an agenda with this individual when everybody else just, nobody don't even give a fuck no more, man. People moved on at this point.
Yeah, Yeah. I mean, are you going to be doing this 2, 3, 4, 5, 10? You know, how long are you going to keep, going to this damn well that did nothing but hurt? I mean, even people who
Right.
didn't like Orange Man, fucking still looked at you sideways for the session. And again, like Steve said, for the just like, thinking people are just gonna buy it just because of your name, just because they're a brand, just because of whatever, and then put any old bullshit in the book. And this is Dreadstar Returns. This is like your character coming back, and you use him for this. It's like,
Exactly.
golly.
Just imagine fucking you ain't seen Spawn in a long time, and all of a sudden Todd McFarlane's like, yo, Spawn returns, and he's going after Trump. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you would say, wow. And you know what? That's probably why Spawn, it has, broken records and has multiple comments this year to go over 100,000. And Starlin, who probably impacted the comic book, I couldn't say more than Image, but before Image, it probably impacted more than McFarlane did. But he's just another guy, or just some guy, somebody who's just some guy who does have a great channel. But he's just another motherfucker who all they have to say, with all his talent, all he can put together is Orange Man bad. And it's like, that's really sad.
But the thing that's
funded.
Yeah, exactly. And that's that's people pay for that shit, bro.
Man.
People, but you got to think, man. How long ago did they pay for this? So basically, when he was right before he started campaigning for his second term is when all this kicked off. So basically, he's just fulfilling his end of the deal by providing the product that people paid for about a year and a half ago. Because that's how crowdfunding is. You pay for the shit about a year and a half, and basically you get your shit. So people paid for it back then, but now they're receiving the end product. And it just makes them look so fucking weird, man. With all this outdated Trump shit.
It does. Makes
This is
them
like-
petty.
Yeah, this is like ordering an Uber Eats or an Instacart and getting it a week late, but it's the same food.
Oh,
It's like, this is stale.
that's fucked.
This
Yeah.
is stale. This is old. This is bad.
Nah, but that's a hell of
Like,
an
where were you?
analogy. Yeah, shit.
But it is. And had it came, I'm sure, maybe a lot of wokies wanted this. Because there are woke crowd funds that make hit their goals and get fulfilled. They
Right.
exist. So if this was that sort of thing, they probably would have liked it last year. Now they're getting it here and there. I'm sure some still secretly hate the Orange Man, but like otherwise they just throw it out. I mean, because it's not even relevant anymore. It's they're on to something else.
Yeah, I agree, man. Yeah. Shit.
That's pretty sad. And actually, like I have it up if you want to see some of the panels for it. I'll just do. As soon as I said that, I clicked on some other shit. All right,
No, go ahead.
let me share.
Yeah.
Share the screen. It's just like it's more of a sad to see.
It's like watching a funeral every week with new articles.
Yeah. This one hit a little different, man. Because a lot of times we go, oh, this dumb actor, this dumb actress, this dumb motherfucker, this. It's like this is somebody who really did create something good, who really was impactful on pop culture, and it's like, really, you two.
Yeah.
This is of course Orange Man. Man, I could never be this obsessed with another human being on this earth ever in my life. I pray I find a woman that is as obsessed with me as these motherfuckers are with the Orange Man. Holy smokes! Or maybe I don't. Maybe it should wake up. Be common breast and shit.
Yeah, you fuck around and yeah.
Bro, what the fuck?
Yeah. The guy who created Thanos, this is the best he got. This is the best he had.
It's crazy because a lot of the creatives that have done a lot of great things you know, at this point in their lives, I mean, dude, like no bullshit. A lot of them are in their 60s or their 70s or in their
Yeah.
80s. But the thing is, dude,
Some of them are still cool as fuck, and then the others, you know, there's something different about them. They're not the same. You know, it's like, you know, they have some kind of agenda where it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. It's like it's crazy because I can't remember who, but he's not. Jim Starlin's not the only person that has went this far.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of people that have done crowdfunded things, or you know, they were supposed to have come out with something that after Trump didn't get reelected, whatever project they had set forth still had to come out months later, to the point where now it makes them look stupid, to the point, you know, to where it's like, you know, they were backing up this real politically motivated hateful shit, you know, against Trump, and then all of a sudden,
Mm-hmm.
when he doesn't get reelected, we have a new president, and people are past Trump. You know, like you know, people moved on. Then here comes their Trump-related projects popping up, way after the fact that he's even out of the picture now. But it, you know, but it reflects back on the person, you know, themselves, to even put out some shit like this, and to know that it's something that's so dated, man.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, okay, if you start a project, you know, listen, Jim Starlin knows how fucking long it takes to make a comic. I'm sure
Right.
he knows
Of
better than
course
anyone in this panel and in this chat.
Been doing it
So,
for over 40
you-
years.
4 years.
Over, yeah.
If you over 40 years, if you start a comic at a time, did you want him to win? You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you almost sound like you want to win. You have to know it's coming out the next year, and there's at least bare minimum 50% chance that your comic book is going to be dated by the time it releases. So why would you even go that heavy in this route at that time? Unless you want him to win. You know what I mean? What did you want? I mean, they used to joke maybe CNN wanted them to win because of their ratings. I know Fat Steven did not want to get into the political stuff, and you're right for us not. I'm less about the political of this, but just more about the sadness of a great artist, a great creative, wasting their time with this.
Yeah, that was my point exactly. Where, you know, this guy has done so much good for the comic book industry, and now at this point in his career, you get to see what kind of shit he's putting out. You know, behind some old, you know, to be real, it's kind of on some old hateful shit, and it's like, come on, man, you've always been beyond this, but now this is what you're about. And that's
even if this was, I just want to make the point. If this was, I'll cut you off. I'm sorry, but it didn't matter who this character he hated was. If he hated Biden or Kamala or any other political person, it would be just as sad. It's just the idea, like, man, you've put years into this industry. You're watching it crumble along. You really should be compensated. There's a lot of stuff that you should be mad at and that you should be focused on, and instead you're focused on this. Right. And it's a real sad. It's a waste of talent and a waste of somebody who, to be fair, should probably be like an exec at Marvel or DC or somewhere, who's helping guide the new up and coming artists and helping them get better and helping, you know, guide the industry instead of just being some asshole doing this.
You know, Jim Starlin, for everything that he's worth, he should be a very revered comic book talent. You know, the things he created, the stories that, you know, he's written Marvel's first graphic novel, The Death of Captain Marvel, the original Captain Marvel. You know, they race swapped him for the Brie Larson Captain. They race swapped his character for Annette Bening. So basically, if you know anything about, you know, Brie Larson's Captain Marvel, you know, Captain Marvel is actually it's like his character has been connected with Thanos. So basically, like you can't tell a Thanos story without Captain Marvel. So the fact that we've been watching like Thanos' appearances in all these Marvel movies, and Captain Marvel has never been mentioned, it's kind of like it's like talking about the Joker for over 10, 15 movies. You've been talking about the Joker, but you never put him together to be a part of Batman.
Yeah, and instead had Batwoman and didn't even mention Batman.
Right. So it's basically, you're talking about the Joker, and having his involvement in a bunch of different properties, but you never talk about Batman. That's basically what they did with Thanos, having Thanos pop up, do what he does, and never had the significance to talk about Captain Marvel or Adam Warlock, who are the two primary people that are so involved with the mythos of who Thanos is, and you never properly introduced these people. You gender swapped one, and then and then when it came to Adam Warlock, you get to see him in like Guardians of the Galaxy and all these other movies where you see this gold ass cocoon at the end of the movies, but this motherfucker never pops out. And you're like, well, what the fuck are we waiting for? This guy has everything to do with Thanos. The original Captain Marvel has everything to do with Thanos, but you gender swapped one. You show the other one, but you never, like, you show he's like a butterfly. Like, he was in a cocoon, he bust out, and he's like, here I am. And he's like some, cool gold motherfucker. He's all gold. And basically, if I'm not mistaken, it was the people in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 that you get to see, like these gold, like this lady in all gold. He was a part of her race, but he was supposed to be something special. And has everything to do with Thanos, but they played him to not be anything. And then they did the exact same thing to the one person that was directly connected to Thanos, which was Captain Marvel. And you gender swapped him for Annette Bening. She's like an old ass actress, and it was stupid as fuck, man. It just didn't make no sense. But those are like missed opportunities on showing some real great shit. But just for the sake of diversity and everything else, you kind of squandered and kind of fucked that off.
Yeah. And shouldn't Starlin be mad about something like that? You know what I mean? Be mad about like his creations and shit.
Right. Not working out. Not being told the way they were supposed to be told. Yeah, he should.
Yeah.
But my bad. I'll say this.
No,
basically, he settles for what happens in Thanos in the movies, but then he has a fucking issue with Orange Man Bad, and you see how he tries to handle that in his own comic books.
Man, that's crazy.
That's all I wanted to say. But yeah, that's kind of fucked.
Yeah, sad. Like I said, if it was Biden Man Bad or anyone, and you're that obsessed when it's like, man, you have all this that you've created, and it's a huge. I get it that it was started last year, right? And so, but I also don't get why you started last year, because you knew just had a chance to blow up in your face. It's like right now, somebody like you with what's going on in the comic industry, with the big two being called out for their compensation methods, and not only called out, people are just saying "fuck you, goodbye," and a non-comic property is grabbing away some of the biggest names in comics. And I just found out, shout out to Wes at Thinking Critical. Shout out to Britt Booth. You know, his page rate is $300 a page. And I'm like, this guy is a really good artist. And you're telling me I could presumably he wouldn't work with us, I don't think. But you could presumably like crowdfund a comic and fund yourself with Britt Booth. That sounds insane. That somebody who is a high quality artist is only charging like a basic rate and can barely get it. Apparently that's too high for Marvel. And so it's like, well, what the fuck? How is he supposed to eat? He can only do like a comic a month at best.
The funny thing is I'm working on something, This is what
Okay.
all I'm gonna say. I'm working on something, and I have an artist that actually sold some characters to Marvel, and are those characters are being used however which way in the Marvel universe, but they exist. And he's waiting. He's waiting for me to, fleshing out what I'm doing. So the thing is like to get to get talent to work, with us, like that's not an issue if we can come with the actual material. So then this guy's very fucking good. He's on the level of McKinney, man. But
Okay.
but the thing is, he's already sold characters to Marvel that they bought the rights to his shits, and and these characters are part of the Marvel universe right now. And he's like, hey, 24, whenever you're ready, let me know.
Okay.
So
that's dope, man.
Yeah, man. And I wouldn't sit there and fucking come up with some shit like that and say, hey, man, this is a go, man. The thing is, gotta develop my end to the point where hey, it's ready to go, and that takes time, man.
It definitely does. And you know what? You're not the only one developing. We talked about EVS, and I know Ripper's doing it too. And that's what has to happen. Vinny Art, again, we talked about him. Vinny, I always mispronounce his last name. That's why I just go with Vinny Art. But he was a guy at McFarlane, and now he's doing his crowdfunding stuff. I've wanted to do project. I have an idea for a multimedia project, which includes honestly, I have an idea for a project that would include a video game and a comic book, and I want to do it. It's just, again, like you said, the time I want to get. I would have to, in that case, hire two sets of artists, one for the video game art and one for the comic book art. And I got to get my programming game back to where it was so I can handle a lot of that load. I probably still would contract some of that out, but if I can handle a lot of that, that would save on cost. So yeah, I mean, this has been a pretty dark episode for a lot of reasons. But the positive is we still have the ability to create media.
Right.
And you know what? Something else positive. Even though I didn't see the damn movie, I don't know what it is. I think it's positive that Free Guy was successful, and that's something that we could potentially end on.
Right. And again with that movie, I haven't heard not one person say, hey, Free Guy is this or Free Guy is that. I haven't heard anything. If I heard, I say, hey, I've heard that it was cool. It was a cool movie, and I haven't heard anything less than that.
That's a good.
But again, it just came out, so it'll be plenty of time to hear more things, whether it's good or bad. But the fact that they're already talking about green lighting number 2, which is not bad. But one thing that I've also heard in the last 2 days is that Cruella 2
I've heard that as well. Yeah,
is coming just because of what happened to Scarlet. Plus, Jungle Cruise, which failed in the theaters, is also getting a sequel. Well, I've heard Jungle Cruise 2 is getting a sequel. So it just makes you think: are they getting the sequels because they don't want to deal with that Scarlett Johansson type of drama, or they don't have anything?
You know what? Combination of both. I think that, and there's also I think there's a perception that this would have made more money if not for the whatever you want to call it. I usually say a phrase I don't even want to say on your channel, but whatever you want to call it, the coof.
Right, the coof. Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
I'll go with the coof. But they can consider themselves like, you know what? Let's give Cruella another shot. Let's give Jungle Cruise another shot. We try here. By the time we get it out, a lot of this stuff will hopefully, let's pray, will be behind us. Let's give it another shot. I think that's what they're thinking.
The Delta.
And then something like go ahead.
Do you think they're trying to turn Jungle Cruise into the next Jumanji in a way?
That definitely was a Jumanji reach. They even got The Rock to do it. I mean, they were definitely trying to put a Jumanji on.
See this? There's no board game, but they're still on a boat in the jungle. Come on, look. Can't wait. Go to Applebee's. Get a free ticket.
They were trying to confuse normies that didn't know any better. I promise you. Don't underestimate normies, man. Because they're busy as shit. They don't even know what's happening half the damn time. So they were definitely Jungle Cruise. I thought that. I'm like, they're trying to confuse some parents who don't know the difference. Oh, is that Jumanji? Is the Rockin'? Is this a new? Yeah, let's go see it. Like that's what they're
labeling Digimon Pokemon, and you go, come on, see the new Pokemon movie. That's not Pokemon. It's like exchanging softcore for hardcores. This is what I asked for. What is this, Skinamax?
Something like that. And even Sit Room. What is Free Guy? So Free Guy is a movie, and actually I'm sharing it 2-4 if you want to.
No, go ahead. Yeah, let's check it out.
So Free Guy is a movie. It went away. Can't keep running away.
Let me get it one more time.
All right. So Free Guy is a movie with Ryan Reynolds, and he plays a video game character, I believe.
Right.
I only knew this movie existed a few weeks ago. And Sit Room, peace out. I appreciate you being here because I was actually just explaining Free Guy. But yeah, it's a movie I didn't hear anything about until very recently. It's one that was already made by Fox and inherited by Disney, so they had to release it in theaters, and it was successful because they need something. I look at the budget; it's $100 million budget. It was not much marketing. I can tell you that. They did not put a ton in the market, at least that I saw. You guys could, I don't watch.
That's true. Yeah, Ryan Reynolds. They did recordings for Fortnite, and there's Free Guy Quest within Fortnite as well as the skin of the enemy in there, and stuff. So they did.
So they did do some. Okay, I didn't hear until 2 or 3 weeks ago. I saw a trailer, and it was just out. I didn't even know that. But Fortnite is a pretty smart marketing. Outside of that Fortnite market, I'm not sure what they did. And yeah, it definitely seems Wreck-It Ralph influence. Definitely gives you that, like almost a live action Wreck-It Ralph is what it seems like. That's the kind of what the goal of this thing. I guess he's I'm assuming a Grand Theft Auto like game, and he's just an extra. Because I've seen him like in the trailer with cars and shit. But it made $51 million worldwide, and again, it has $100 million budget. Maybe they put another 50 into it, marketing. So I mean, yes, it's still a lot of money for you and me. But for Hollywood, it's a clearable amount. This movie can make money, and it looks like it has legs. So the domestic, it made $28 million here, $22 million worldwide. It made 9% more money than Cruella and 18% more than Jungle Cruise, which both got sequels. And it's a solid start for it. Again, this is an original IP. This is not any, it's based off games, but there's no. And hell, Ogre Squasher. Hell,
Ogre Squasher. My man,
he's a pilot. He is the private jet, and he has his own channel, and apparently, future videos of him flying the new.
Yeah, actually, I subscribed to Ogre Squasher about a month and a half ago, man.
Cool.
So, and he has about 4 or 5 videos, but. Yeah, he's doing his thing. Check him out, man. He's an awesome dude, man. Very supportive, great guy.
Cool. Very supportive. Let me see. Overseas hubs are still struggling because of COOF restrictions. There's Runaway Ahead, Strong World of Mouth to give Free Guy some legs. I think a potential 4+ international multiple. Not sure what that means. So does that mean there's going to be more markets opening up? Maybe. It was I guess it's a romantic comedy. It says it was #1 in the UK, Russia, Belgium, Israel, Middle East, Netherlands, Poland, Sweden, Hong Kong, New Zealand, Singapore, and #2 in Australia and Mexico. And was the biggest Hollywood movie in Korea. So it's gotten some legs all over the world, looks like. So and the Suicide Squad, which we talked about. That piece of shit, James Gunn. But it did it's up to 118 million altogether between the past 2 weeks, which, to be fair, is not terrible. That's actually solid. That's including international and domestic. It's still, and it did take a major dive to 17 million domestically Suicide Squad did. So these are just some of the numbers. The main focus of us talking about this is in a way what at least what I've been asking for, an original fucking IP, an IP that is not it is not something that is a derivative of something. It's kind of derivative of Wreck-It Ralph. It definitely has that, but it's not. It doesn't come from Wreck-It Ralph. It doesn't come from a comic book. It doesn't come from a prior movie. It doesn't come from. I mean, it is based on a video game world, but it's not a specific video game. It's its own
It's
IP.
own thing. Yeah, there you go.
Own thing.
Yeah.
And that's huge because I'm so sick of remakes. Yeah, it looks like they'll do sequel, and this will be a franchise, but it's an original IP. And it didn't yell at us and call us names for not liking it. It didn't put agenda in our faces.
True.
It just was an original IP that wanted to entertain people. I said it earlier. If you guys didn't see it, because I know people are always joining and leaving the chat. It's the opposite of what happened with Sonic the Hedgehog, where in that everyone saw the trailers and then screamed, and then the company changed it. In this case, and 2-4 went over it a little bit. Because of the nature of the contracts already signed, the company, in this case Disney, couldn't change it. Right. So they didn't have a chance to fuck it up. And it was released as it was done, and it was successful. So it's just good to see. I know I've been talking a lot. So
fuck yeah.
No, actually, shit, you hit the nail on the head. You know, this thing was, from what I've understood, this thing was already what it was. And, I've heard that Disney wanted to change it, but really didn't have any time or I guess they didn't want to put the effort into trying to undo, what was already done. So they went ahead and released it the way it was, and boom, it's making noise. So, it's a good thing that this is one of the things that was actually untouched from the time that it was created. And we're getting it the way it was supposed to, the way it was meant to come out. And we don't get that a lot nowadays. Basically, what we get is a lot of movies that the higher ups and the executives, they get off of their high horse, and they come on down, and basically, they're telling the director, hey, change this part and change that, or doing things to kind of fit their agenda or whatever their motivations are, instead of just letting the director do what he was supposed to have done. It's the same thing that happened with Zack Snyder's Justice League. Just imagine, just look at the reception.
BVS apparently too had a lot of interference. But go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. But they allowed him to have somewhat of a director's cut with BVS.
True.
As a matter of fact, they even came with a Ultimate now and that came out like maybe 2 months ago, maybe, where you were able to buy able to get a more special edition of Batman v Superman than what we've already gotten, within the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, just know that if they would have left Zack Snyder alone, and I hate to use him for an example because but if they would have left him alone and let him do what he was supposed to have done,
we would have had something great.
Say it again.
We might have had something actually done great. We would have had a connected universe. We would have had characters with growth and as well as arcs, and we probably wouldn't have even had 1984 or Harley Quinn.
No, we probably not had
of bullshit.
Because it would have had that, like you said, connected universe. Right. You would have had everything having
Aircut as well. Aircut would have had kept to its true roots, and it would have had to do it with Steppenwolf, the way they were talking about that stuff. So yeah, pretty much WB, and let's say right now, fucking Hamada put his hands into everything and fucked everything up.
Hamada deserves another blame. And the other guy, was it Killar? Is it Killar the guy I'm thinking, or somebody else? I want to say above Hamada. Yeah.
Jason and he Killar, had Walter Hamada.
Yeah, they fucked up royally. And fucking the Suicide Squad, the original one, everybody first get, okay, something's wrong. I remember the reports, say what you will about Leto, and I didn't like Leto. I said Leto. Leto But I remember him being advertised way bigger in that movie. Weren't there scenes in the trailer that weren't in the movie? There was a lot of fuckery with that movie.
So basically, they Darth Maul them. Remember Darth Maul? And the way Darth Maul was advertised to people. Yeah, they Darth Mauled him, and they made Jared Leto out to be more than what he was. Yeah, especially when they shrunk his role. After the higher up stepped in and we don't want this and we don't like that and cut this out and shrink this and make this shorter and change this and reshoot that. After all that bullshit, it's like you're left with him being in there for a fraction of the time that he was supposed to. And you know what? For a lot of people that don't like that version of Joker, I'm be real with you, man. I thought Gangster Joker was fucking cool as fuck because he was laughing and shit, fucking electrocuting broads and doing all kind of crazy shit. Like, all right, well, shit. That's no different than what he would have really fucking did in the first place in the comic books. I don't know, man. It's like certain aspects of him was what you could expect, but the thing is, people really stuck on how he looked more than how he acted.
Yeah.
I thought that didn't give him a fair shake because or they judged him more by the fucking the grill in his mouth and the fucking tattoos he had on his face than the actual element of him being the Joker. And you know what? I've seen the Joker act exactly the same way he acted in the comic books. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, it was the way he looked kind of had people offsetting, man.
That's fair. And what else? I'll be fair again. I was not a fan, but I think after Heath Ledger, you kind of have to do something radically different, right? You do have to go in a totally different direction. So they went with the gangster kind of hip hop. What the hell was it? Common the Tattoo Man and shit like that. So they had like a whole different vibe. Because they didn't want to go and just copy Heath Ledger. They didn't want to just do that again. They had already done it with the games. If you look at the design, even though it's voiced by Mark Hamill, but the design of Joker of the games is definitely borrowed some from Heath Ledger, and they started to add that to the comics, that look. So they wanted to say, you know what, this is a distinct version of Joker. This is our Joker. I wasn't a fan, but I can at least appreciate the attempt for something original, and only God knows what was really shot and supposed to be the movie. Because that definitely, I kind of do want to see the Ayer cut. I kind of want to see if that exists too. Fuck, why not? What the fuck, DC? Your ideas don't work. I don't know if you noticed this, but your ideas are not working. Like you have no ground to stand on. You know, just put the Ayer cut out.
You know what's funny? Before. I'm gonna tell you their most strategic strategy that they could have done was actually release the Ayer cut maybe a month or so before the actual movie came out. Now, just think like if they would have done shit like that, or basically if they would have had a certain kind of cut before some of these movies. Like basically, if go ahead.
No, it's just I didn't mean to cut you off, but yeah, they would if they would have released the Ayer cut maybe a month and a half, 2 months before Suicide Squad, it would have built in some buzz. You know what I mean?
It would have built it up, and that way, if there would have been any qualms about how anybody would have felt about the Ayer cut, then you know what? He would at least would have said, you know what? If we genuinely would not have liked it, then he couldn't have said, well, you guys didn't watch my definitive version. Basically, you would have gave him something to where, you know what? We gave you your definitive version about a month and a half ago before we dropped ours, which would have kind of gave people an inside look on what they were basically getting into with the new Suicide Squad movie, with Gunn, but at the same time, it would have allowed him to do what he was supposed to do, and basically it would have gave everybody what they wanted, man.
Yeah.
It would have gave him the director, us the fans. It would have gave the extra height, especially if it would have been good. The thing is, there's what's that? Producers or executives that said that, hey, guess what? The air cut of Suicide Squad didn't fared exactly the same as the cut that we told him to make.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is how the fuck do I trust the producer or the executive? Were you a part of what was going on with David Ayer, or you a part of the system that tried to dissect what he did? And that way you're telling us that, guess what? His version wasn't no better than the version we put out. So basically what they're saying is that the version that we saw, it's like basically what they're saying is his director's cut of him saying, hey, look, I got a version that's out there nobody's never saw, is basically on the same level. Like, as far as people liking it or enjoying it, it's on the same level of what we got in the theater.
And I don't believe that. And I'm sure they would have tried to spin it that way. But that movie, even before, because I didn't even know what the Phantom Menace was at that time. But that was one of those movies I'm like, all right, something happened. This was not what we were advertised.
Right.
The way that movie was edited was so funky. It was just like, it was like one big fucking trailer music video. It was not edited like a film. And it was something like there were things that were fundamentally wrong with this. So I definitely believe there is an Ayer cut that does exist, and I would say it's probably significantly better. So I think that would be an interesting thing. I know that's kind of a tangent from what we were talking about, but it would be interesting to see if that ever sees the light of day, because that first movie, and now with all this craziness with Gunn, I don't know how much further you can go with the one that just came out. Because and fucking, even if you did, Harley Quinn is done for what it's worth, and you killed off most of the damn characters. So I'm not sure how long they could go with the Suicide Squad they just dropped.
And actually, since you say that, basically, to be honest, this whole thing that is going on with Gunn right now could possibly even overshadow an Ayer cut to the point where people wouldn't even fuck with it because they think it's all the same thing.
Maybe, yeah.
And that's why people didn't even fuck with this one, because they thought it was more or less more of what everybody saw the first go around.
Yeah.
Which is what people were skeptical of when Zack Snyder Justice League came out compared to the original cut that we got.
Yeah, especially again, normies don't notice.
Right.
So when average people, and remember both of these movies had like 700 million plus the first Suicide Squad and the first Justice League. So a lot of regular people went to see this shit and said, what the fuck is this? So when they hear about it again, they're like, oh, is that the same shit from a few years ago I didn't like?
Exactly.
That's all they know. They don't know anything else about the backstory and this, that, and the third. They just say, oh, this is that stuff from a few years ago I didn't like. I'm going to skip it.
Yeah, it's like basically the shit I didn't like a few years ago now has a sequel, so fuck this too.
Yep. That's exactly what it's like.
You liked it. You didn't like this shit? Well, guess what? We made a sequel to the shit you didn't like. Deal with it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Here's some hot garbage to go with.
Shit.
Hollywood in a nutshell in the 2020s. 2010s going in now the 2020s. Just keep remaking shit. And I mean, listen, I did like the Suicide Squad, despite its flaws. I like the fucking Snyder cut despite his and its flaws. Even though I actually like Suicide Squad better. I thought the Snyder cut was a bit long in the tooth, just the length. And it could have been the Snyder cut could have been trimmed a little bit. Even it could have been 3 hours instead of 3.5.
When I watched it, I didn't feel. It's crazy because I heard some people were like, when I watched that the Snyder cut, it's like they didn't feel that it was 4 hours. I didn't feel it either, man. I would think it was just so much of a superior movie compared to the fucking bullshit we got. that I was just pulled in because it was just better, man. It was, I don't know, man. I mean, you know, I'm not trying to ride no coattail. All I was saying is it was just a better movie, and it had me in there to where when I watched it, it didn't feel like I wasn't dragging, I wasn't trying to like, oh my god, do I have another hour left? Like I wasn't on that bullshit. I just watched it right through. It was like, damn. By the time it was done, I was like, damn, that's it. Like there's one more. Like, so I don't know, man. It's.
Well, I mean, I had to watch it in bits because that length was too much for me. And what I will say is this: I do know, like before this controversy, I knew you to be a Snyder guy, and I'm not a hater. I just pretty neutral. Some stuff I like Watchmen. I like 300. I don't really like anything. I could tolerate, like I said, the Snyder cut. But I will say this: Zack Snyder, like people who like Zack Snyder stuff, they get Zack Snyder when they get Zack Snyder, and so you got to give him credit for at least knowing his audience, because the people that like Zack Snyder love that film. They love the stuff he does when he's allowed to do it. He's not always, and you got to give him at least credit for at least. Whether it's a niche audience or not, it's a nice size audience that he knows how to deliver for. I know a lot of people feel some type of way about him, and you probably should or shouldn't. That's your business. But yeah, go ahead, Fast Steven. I
agree with you. Like the thing with Snyder Cut, why it became so successful is because of the large voice crawling out for it. Yeah, there were criticisms. It's gonna get criticized. It's a variant of a film that people were expecting to see, but they got 4 hours of things that made the film, and like we're saying with the Ayer cut, have a connected continuity. Sorry, continuity. Whatever the fuck the word is. Continuity. Thank you. Dyslexia is my friend right now. And beer. And we're at the point where it's all stemming from one thing. It's probably like Hamada and WB. It's the whole fighting force right now. Agenda versus quality. Checklist versus taking a chance. Money versus ego. It's
funny. We're seeing that battle play out in multiple places. Both DC, Warner Brothers and Warner Brothers and Hollywood and Disney. I'm getting really tired, guys. I'm starting to hit that mental wall. But Snyder, independent director that makes blockbusters. Pat has said, he has a very expensive style. It does have to be stylized. But he's, you know what? There's worse people at that style than him.
Oh yeah.
There's better people. There's worse. He was really, whether he was pressured into it or not, he was really shitty to a lot of people in the fandom. But he also delivered something that a lot of people like. He has his own thing set up. Like I said, people who like Snyder like the stuff he does, and we can't say that about everybody. You can't say that about everybody.
About anybody sometimes.
Yeah. It actually delivers to an audience. But all right, 2-4, you thinking about wrapping up? Because I don't know about everyone else.
That's why I was like, when you said that, I looked at see who was left. I was like, yeah, we probably need to go ahead and wrap it up. But before we go, I would like to go to the chat one good time, scroll up as far as I can, and just say thank you to everybody for being here. And Pop Culture Republic, oh man, thank you for being here. The Sit Room, Darth Hasher, McKinney Draws, my boy Rob Gardner, aka The Wait Down, my man. Glenzer, I'd like to say thank you for being here. My man Pat S, appreciate you, my brother, for being here. MB Geeks, let's talk. Thank you, Jesse, for being here, man. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you, man, for being here, man, and spending some time here with us. Let's see who else we have. T-shirted Historian. Hey, my brother. Thank you again for being here. Let's see. Is there anybody else that we've overlooked? Ogre Squasher 101. My man, thank you for being here, man, and supporting us. You know, appreciate you, man. And it's always a pleasure to have you here, man. And you always welcome here on this channel, my brother. So, like I say, just see you, man, means a lot, man. I appreciate you, man. Shit. If you guys want to give me any shout outs, shout out your channels, please do, man, because folks need to know what you guys are up to, man. Because I need to know too, because I definitely want to show up. So,
Well, yeah, give me a second. I can pretty much drop the ball on this one since I announced it today. I'll do it again. Let me just share.
Sure, what's that?
Oh, dude. Well, you guys all know I do a Babylon 5 show every Monday. And yeah, I'm going to have Patricia Tallman, who played Lita Alexander, as well as his stunt woman, is Barbara from Night of the Living Dead remake. She's been in TNG, DS9, all that stuff. She's going to give me 45 minutes of her time next Monday. So we're going to do that live for the show. So it's pretty good.
Say y'all remember the early, I think it's like 91, 92 Night of Living, the remake of Night of the Living Dead back then, the one with the dude from Candyman. What's his name?
Tony Todd.
Tony Todd. She is the chick that was with Tony Todd in that Night of the Living Dead remake. Matter of fact, the special effects artist was,
yeah, she's Barbara.
Yeah, that's Barbara. And she was actually Tom Savini was the one that actually did the special effects for that movie. So I don't know. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Tom Savini, but he was actually the head biker for the original Dawn of the Dead from the 1970s. If you ever watched the original Night of the Living Dead, there was a biker gang that showed up, and he was the leader of the biker gang. And he's been in like film and all that shit. He's done, like, he's an actor. Matter of fact, he's the same actor that was in you guys remember Robert Rodriguez, that Grindhouse double feature with Planet Terror?
Yeah, I remember that.
Do you remember that one cop that got body slammed into the fucking car, that he got up and he got his finger sliced off because he had put a ring on his finger?
I do not.
No, he was in Dawn of the Quentin Tarantino's Quentin Tarantino and Batman, George Clooney. Remember when they were brothers?
Oh, from Dust Till Dawn. Yeah.
Now, not Robert Rodriguez, but Tom Savini was one of the gangster dudes.
Yeah, I do remember him. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. He was what was he called? He had a name, something like that. Yeah, he told he was one of the gangster dudes.
Yeah, so basically, in the original Dawn of the Dead from the 1970s, directed by I should be shot for not remember his name. The guy that created Night of the Living Dead, George Romero. When he did Dawn of the Dead, and that was in the mall, there was a biker gang that was in the mall, and Tom Savini was the leader of the biker gang, so he was a part of the original Dawn of the Dead. And then you see him being a cop in that Robert Rodriguez Grindhouse double feature, Planet Terror. And like he was in the when they had that big ass, when the zombies attacked the barbecue spot, and he was a cop, and he had dropped his ring, and right when he picked up his ring and he put it on his finger, a zombie ran by and took his whole fucking finger off, and he was like, "Oh shit!" So he started like shooting he started shooting zombies like if he was punching them, like he was uppercutting them, but he was shooting them in the face, like bah bah bah, and all of a sudden one picked him up and fucking body slammed him against a car upside down, and he fucking caved in the whole car. Like you guys have to watch this movie, man. But Tom Savini, have you guys ever seen you guys ever played the Friday the 13th video game that came out like a few years ago?
Yeah.
Well, Tom Savini did his own version of Jason that was one of the unlockable characters, one of the unlockable Jasons that was a part of the game. It was the Tom Savini Jason that you had to sit there and unlock in the game. I have that for the Xbox One, but you can get the Tom Savini version of Jason. So like this guy's like he's an actor, he's a director. He does special effects and makeup to where like you see blood squishing out of people's face. Like he knows how to do all that shit. This dude he has all this shit wrapped up in one. Yeah, man. Tom Savini is the shit, man.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, he does all this, man. He's been in the movies. He's directed shit. But he's known to be a special effects artist.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of good shit out there, man. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and take off, man. So we want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you all for showing up. You know, you guys, sharing this podcast, throughout Twitter, Facebook, anywhere else, Reddit, and everything else. Just want to tell you thank you for being here, supporting us, sharing this, just spreading the word out. It means everything to us. We're thankful, and we like to say we'll see y'all next Monday.
Yeah, see you in a week. Peace.
Yeah, we'll see you in a week. And and if you guys want to finish this off with anything, you guys are welcome to go for it.
Nothing on my end. What about you, Steven? Obviously the Babylon 5 guest, Patricia Tillman.
Yeah, that's about it. I know that's really going on, man. That's it.
Does she still look like that?
Yeah, she has a YouTube channel.
Damn, yeah, that's what's up, boy. Can't wait to catch the repeat. Yeah. You know me, Toxic Male got to come out. You know what I'm saying? So, she's still looking up to par. You boys definitely gonna be tuning in, and that'll be after the Primetime King. So while you handling business, we got to handle business. But we'll definitely catch you on the replay, man. Yeah, we definitely want to support, man. That's gonna be some good shit. I definitely want to see it. Yeah, man. Yeah, just make sure you ask all the good questions about Night of the Living Dead, because I bet you got some stories to tell us, man. So yeah, you try to dig into some good shit. But I know she's there for Babylon, but I know, man. Hey, you know what? I have this before we go. Just one other thing. From the creators of Babylon 5, there's a show called The Crusade.
That's still Babylon. Yeah, but TNT fucked that up.
Well, I got the complete series, so
awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna dive into that and see what's going on. But if you guys ever wanna have a little chat about it, let me know, and I'll definitely put my eyes on it. But I got it sitting right here next to me, so like I say. But with that, I want to tell everybody thank you for being here. You guys have a wonderful night. You guys take care. We love y'all. Y'all be safe. Go ahead, get something to drink, something to eat. Enjoy the rest of the evening, and we'll catch y'all next time. So, everybody take care. Peace.
Where am I?